Viewers, welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Desk. Yeah, man, the Triple Treat weekend is officially on now. Welcome to everyone. Yeah, man, we're here. Sorry for the late start, people. Coming from track meet. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I apologize for being late on this Friday night, but we are here to, give you people what you definitely want. Coach's Desk live show. Yeah, man. So, people, it's the start of the weekend triple treat, right back until Sunday evening. Yeah, man. And this is where we do it. This is where you have your sporting experience. This is where we talk sport. This is where you are able to interact. This is where you are able to share your opinion. Yeah, people, we are here. So, again, yeah, man. We're here, people. Even though we are late, but we are here. So I'm just gonna tell you the obvious. Like up the live, people. You have to like the live. That's one of the golden rules. Like the live. And for persons who want to find me on the various platforms, that's Twitter. You can find Coach's Desk there on Twitter. That's Instagram. Yeah, man. Instagram. You can link me anytime you feel that you want to link me. On Facebook as well, you can find the Coach's Desk there on Facebook. So that's where you find us. So yeah, man, we're here. And we're just gonna jump right into it, people. We're just waiting on a few persons to come on. As you can see in the topic, people, should the door be closed or should the door be shut on the English reggae boys that have not committed as yet? You know what I mean? All right. So, should the door be closed on them? Yeah, man. We're here to talk about that, to discuss that, because there are some persons who have shown interest. There are some persons who are interested from the onset. There are persons who have gone ahead and they would have looked about their passport. There are persons who are yearning to touch the field for the Reggae Boys, people. Yes, man. And then you have some persons, some footballers who are waiting until the end of the season. Some are waiting to see if they will get a call up for England rather than committing to the Reggae Boys. You can understand some of these things, people. I definitely can understand, but I want you to share your views. I want you to share your opinion on this topic tonight. Should the door be closed? Should we shut the door? Yeah, people, should we shut it on these boys who have not yet committed to the Reggae Boys? You know what I mean? So I want you to jump on, like up the live, people, and of course, we will be sharing the link in the comment section. Yes, we'll be sharing the link for you to, share your comment, talk about it. What are your thoughts on what is going on with this sort of situation where the Reggae Boys are concerned? So, how is everybody doing? I trust that everybody is doing well. Everybody is doing all right. Yeah, man, big up yourselves. Every single person in the building, big up yourself. You know that we soon be coming over there in the comment section just to share what you have been saying since we began this live, people. Yeah, man, we're here.
Make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Yeah, man, people. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, so you know we have to give the intro, people. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We have to give our little jingle there. See the armband here, people. Yeah, man. A trap meet me I come from. That's why I'm late. Yeah, man. This are the armband, but we are here tonight. Yeah, man. So let me check out the comment section, people, and see what some of you are saying. Check, check, check. Fresh God, welcome to the show. Yeah, man. You're here. Richie Royal Productions. Big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Marlon Plunkett in the building. He said he was wondering what is going on. Yeah, man. I discuss it, man. Discuss it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. What dream? Welcome to the show, my friend. DJ Romain in the building. Welcome. Yes. It feel lock pan Tony and Aiden. Wow, man. I show blows early. Tennessee. Big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Chris Smith, yeah, man, you're here. Shed Rock. Big up yourself. Blessings, blessings. Hurry up and lock it, yes. What is the big news, coach? Soon tell you the big news, people. I can't say it right now. Yeah, man, I soon tell you, people. Alex Reed, big up yourself. David Nicholson, welcome, man. Fresh God say, get the likes up, guys. Apologize for the late state. Yeah, man. Thank you, Fresh God. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Crazy Yardie TV, welcome. Profound Ministries. I'm here to hear. What you call that in English? What you go again? I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. Profound Ministry, yeah, man. Literary device, man, I use it up. All right. We say Crazy Yardie TV, me have dub. Of course. Hey, you know, is a virgin of me go college with people. The man know in the music thing. And the man does drop a lyrics for me.
I style, I flavor, make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, so big up to Sando. I am Sando for this jingle here for the coaches desk. Yeah, man, my brother. So people, if you want to go and check him out on YouTube, yeah, man, it's I am Sando. Just go check out the man work. As we said, he is a person that I went to college with. And I mean, yeah, man, boss, deal with that thing for me, man. So big up. Crazy Yardie TV, watch it now. Well, so me have dub up to the minute where I say big news, suspense in the air. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Top 10, we said hot. All right. Lincoln fans of football, welcome to the show. Pastor Omar Tenet, aka Manning's Man. I am sure sports is right here in the building. Welcome. Soon drop the link, you know, because I know people are ready to come on, you know. Soon drop the link. But you know, Fresh God and David, and then people have to tell me what go on where the likes concerned so we can drop the thing. So you have to get it up, people, before we drop the link. Yeah, man. Tennessee say, I think people need a little time because it's not an easy decision. We have to look at it from the perspective too. Very good point, Tennessee. Jeremy and Hendricks, welcome to the show. Yeah, man, to the topic there. Should the door be shut or closed on the English-based players that have not committed? Brown Man Security in the building. Welcome to the show, Brown Man. Yeah, man, we have a big up Brown Man. Brown Man all the way from over in Antigua. Yeah, man. When it's soon, David, me soon drop it, man. Me soon drop it. Soon drop it. Yeah, lock on Aiden. No way. He might make England. All right. MOYT official. Marcus Anderson. Big up yourself, yo. Yeah, man. Dre Webb. In the building. Welcome. If they have declared definite interest, then neither should the JFF. All right. ODNL. Can't lock door on special players that we need, like a CDM or a proper right back. All right. Karoom. Big up yourself, coach, yo. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. We might lock the door and lock ourselves in need to be careful. All right. Sound good too? All right. Krista J. Wallace. Big up yourself, man. Welcome. 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 Ian in the building. Welcome, Ian. We say 50 likes before we drop the link. All right, people. So you have a task to do. So 50 likes, share up the live before we drop the link. Fresh God said, bro, we in a suspense too long, you know. When we are gonna get the news. Well, I know we can't drop the news there yet, people. We can't drop that news there yet. There might be implications, people. So I can't drop the news yet until the time is right. Yeah, man. Until the time is right. Until the time is right. So sorry about the suspense, but you have to follow certain protocols. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Who understand. Who know. You know what I mean? When will we cut? When will be the cutoff point? You know, Karoom, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. Is that a Gold Cup or yeah, Gold Cup probably would be an ideal time to shut the door if things don't work out. But then you still have to have a little window because things might happen to the selected persons that are going to the Gold Cup, the squad there. So it has implication. But a very good question there, Karoom. Comments are coming quick and fast now. All right, Roshan Tomlinson, welcome to the show. Yeah, Ian, thank you. Yes, Fresh God. Bad Gaza. Oh, yeah, welcome to the show. Jeff Miles in the building. Welcome, Travis. Mikhail, big up yourself. Welcome. Hey, Mikhail, take on them assignment the way they tell me about, you know. And it no look bad in a youth. Yeah, man. We might be onto something. You know what I mean? Kyle Dixon in the building from the US. All right, people, me say Kyle Dixon over another show. I think it's military gonna show sometime ago just chewing some job at the Reggae Boyz now. So Kyle Dixon is over here. And let us see what he brings tonight. Yeah, man. Christo J. Wallace said, absolutely, this is not a joke thing. Either you're with us or not with us. This is not an afterthought. Reggae Boyz are big side and we have very good player pool. So if you're not committed, beep. You know how that one to go. All right, Christo J. The great Jeff Miles. Cataract sound is incredible. What do you mean by that, Travis? Be careful, Travis. Be careful. We are at 24 likes now. All right. What part news we have, man? We are talking, man. A coach is this, you know. We have a lot of news. You stay there. Yeah, man. So you ask what kind of news? We have news around here, man. Cutoff point is Gold Cup. Is it about a player? Come on, man. That is not about. Listen, man. And that way I deal with today, that crazy attitude. You just be patient, man. Because I don't know when we have it. We just drop it. You see the information with Johnson Clark Harris. As we get it, we drop it. As we got that information, we drop that information to you. So you know, once we get the information, once we solidify everything, we will let you know. You know what I mean? So don't worry yourself, man. Don't pressure the thing. Information I got drop soon. But like I said, people, on a serious note, there might be implications if it is dropped too early. And I have to safeguard the entity that I will be dropping the information about. And I have to safeguard the coach's desk. You know what I mean? So just bear with me. Don't worry yourself, man. Ian Campbell said, no, Aiden. He ain't coming. Shedrack said, Kieran Agar getting passport. Yeah, man. Big up to Simon Preston, who shared that information with us. So, Fresh God said, get the likes up, people. Yeah, man. You have to get it up to 50 before the link is dropped. Ryan LFC, big up yourself. You know, we have a score to settle in around LFC. Yeah, man, Manchester United versus Liverpool. So, people, we'll be on Ryan LFC show to do a pretty much talk about the Man U Liverpool game. You know what I mean? So it's about 2:30 tomorrow. So you can just jump on and join us over there on Ryan LFC YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Big up yourself. Right now, you see, all I man now pressure me for information. Me now worry, you know. Because guess what? Raymond Osborne is in the building. Me not have to worry. Security! Security! Yeah, people. So, Raymond, big up yourself. Welcome, man. Yeah, man, I have a fret again. So, all who ask me for info, check Raymond. And I have to go through Raymond before they check me. All right, how long we going to wait on these players? When we qualify for World Cup, now, man, lock it soon, all right? Let us see. You see, closing it early and closing it late might be a little challenging. But when is the right time, as Karoom said? Very big question. Rate a question, that's a question for night. Up to the minute. So, Owen Blake, cataract zone. Cataract, Owen, check in. Check in, check in. Check in. You're needed. Check in. Ian Campbell, you know that for sure. What Ian say? Let me see. hey, Ian, you say you make a man hey. Right now, man, I'm going to pre the comment section. Billions, you know. Yeah, man. Anything anybody say now, them are going to take it into consideration. Owen Blake, cataract zone, check in. Philly Sports TV, welcome to the show. People, you can go over to Philly Sports TV and check it out, you know. Yeah, man. Big bad channel over there too. Yeah, people. So check it out when you have time. After you finish with the 50 likes and we finish with this show tonight, you can just go and check out Philly Sports TV. Check it out. I just watch a few of the contents and at the same time, you know, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man, and help it grow, right, people? Yeah, man, I depend on it, man. Yeah, Shedrock, who gonna pick Agar or Agar? Anthony Grant, very close to get it. Bop. JPS in the building. Don't lock off his sound. Lock shop, of course. Remember Robbie Earl, all right. Damar Patterson, big up yourself. Welcome to the show, my friend. If Tapa pick Agar, he must be beep. All right, Alex Reed said, yeah, man, go subscribe to Philly Sports TV. Yeah, man. Profound. Agree with a little reservation. Yeah, man. I think Profound Ministry is that you don't want to close it too early and then, because you see, people, let us be fair. The players are in a particular spot, you know. And I've always been saying this. It is more than likely that these players would want to play for the country of birth. I guarantee you that any of us who possibly have dual citizenship and we're living in Jamaica and we can play for Canada or US, the first commitment would be playing for Jamaica. Now, if you see that Jamaica now take your talent serious and they're bypassing you, overlooking you, then definitely you would want to, survey the other options that you have. So we have to really look into the side of the players because they want to play international football, of course. And if I'm getting an option to play for US or Jamaica, I would want to play for the country of my birth, which is Jamaica. So let us reason it out, people, because we don't want to just jump to get up and go shut the door when the door probably could, half mass, and don't no key or no lock or no knob no turn and all of that. So it's an iffy situation. Yeah, it's iffy. It needs to be, or every case should be dealt with on its own merit. You know what I mean? So Krista J say, Ryan LFC, big up yourself, me J. So, Ryan, Krista J, big you up in the building. Chef Zanvik, welcome to the show. Odian L, coach, remember the ball of them, a yard not playing no ball. So, door have to open. What if we get injuries? All right, sound good, Odian. Jano, I say, whole heap of thing coming a while ago. The last comment to me did I read. I lost the last comment that I was reading. Now wait there. No star. Jeez. All right, that's great to know, coach. Looking forward to that. All right, so I'm find it back. Phil Jones, welcome. Coach feel good after the 6-2. What you mean? I'm a some side. I'm a some side. Hey, I win where I win that cup there. No? Win where I win that cup there. Yeah, man. So, after choking at semifinals at many tries, this seemed to be the one that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be progressing. Yeah? 2021 Europa League finals is imminent. We're going there. We're gonna lift it. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Phil Jones. What you mean? All right. Yes, David. He's waiting for England, so he said. Hey. All right. Near so the link can drop. Hello. Cataract is the best. Hey, Travis, my arm move like flip flopping. You know, flip flops push toe slippers them. Want to hear the good news? Richie B, welcome, man. You soon drop it, man. Coach, you know, fine. Me my number 6 set. I like Anthony and Lambert and Anglin. Yeah, me like the three of them too. True. We getting a new coach? No, sir. Whitmore all the way. All right. Shedrack and Mackenzie, Kieran Agard has 3 options. Play for St. Vincent, retire, or stay in England and play for Dominic. So David, you say him can't play for Jamaica? No, so David, you go hard. You have the world in suspense tonight. So you go in a profound ministry, but you know me can't do certain things, you know. I'm not easily pressed, you see it. Agar is nowhere near good enough for Jamaica, all right? Just check who the door closed on. Seabird Shaw, welcome. We don't know who it closed on yet. Hey, Travis, behave yourself, no man. No competition around here now. Big up all the YouTubers them from Jamaica who talk Reggae Boyz football. Big up on yourself. Big up all YouTubers. Big up everybody. Whether you do family vlog, whether you do sports, whether you do game, whether you do anything, you know what I mean? Big up on yourself. I know I got there talk about. No, sir. Digital Home Tech, welcome. Authentic Vibes, welcome to the show. Hey, I'm so pleased when I see the females in the building. You know what I mean? And you see, because she give me these, I have to highlight it. Authentic Vibes. And listen, people. Go over to Authentic Vibes YouTube channel. Check her out, people. Yeah, man. She hilarious. Yeah. She's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah? Yeah, man. So check her out. Bad with Bad Gaza. New Dion Burton. Who that? Agar getting passport 100% sure. And Anthony Grant is very close to it. All right. Info. Burrell Dan, welcome. Leonard Clark, welcome. What type of player is Johnson Clark Harris? How good is he? Is he better than Tony? Hey, a very good question at the room. Tony, 43 games, 29 goals in championship. He was runner-up for championship player of the year. You know what I mean? Johnson Clark Harris, 44 games, 29 goals in League One. And he was player of the year. And we understand that he's linked to Rangers, the big bag champions over in Scotland. So, uno decide that. Who is better? Is it the statistics that is going to tell you who is better? Or is it the eye test that is going to tell you who is better? All right, so I think they have a few more games to go. So we're going to go check out Johnson Clark Harris in the League One. Ivan Toney is about to take on or put on his playoff boots and socks. So we'll check him out. You make that comparison, whether you're working with statistics, that they're not really far in terms of statistics, and check the eye test. When you see, what do you see? You know what I mean? All right, so moving on, because people might wait on the link, you know. People might wait on the link. But a very good question. Hey, Karoom, you're really coaching up. You always have some very good question, coach question. You know what I mean? Bad guys, I expose the big. Let me say what bad guys I said. 7 more likes to 50, so when I get the 50 likes set. Agar can't even make El Salvador start. Hey, David, you go hard, you know? 5 more. I hope both United and Pool lose the game. Wow! Fuel Sport, that will never happen. Never. The only lose, both teams can lose the game. Outside of support for you sound like a Chelsea man, you know. You sound like Chelsea. Yeah, man, you sound like Chelsea. You know why you want the two teams to lose? Because you sound like Chelsea. The Gold Cup should be the cut-off point, but if we don't have all the players, I guess JFF must look at others. Alex said, no, they know. Haha. David, you know, easy, you know. Yeah, man, David, a cut out. Rahman, security. Sort out them, brother, you know. Don't them move so hard. All right, 4 to go, people. 4 likes, and we drop the calling link. Don't close the door, but make them pay them dues for get in. Big dance a keep in a Jamaica squad. Wow. Very good, Jerome. Welcome to the show. He had not come. That's why we need to get Louis Baker. Rasfari. So tell me, why is it necessary to close the door on some baller? Ian Campbell said Kieran Agar not ready. Man, them a drop some bump on the baller, man. You know, leave the baller, make the baller strive, man. Dre Webb. All players being considered for the World Cup qualifiers must be committed before the end of the Gold Cup. Interesting, Dre Webb. I think I like that. That seems to be a disclaimer there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, one of the, you know what? Me not get another problem. Me not get another business there. And I might just, yo. So people, hey, Fresh Gun, look like you have got time out Travis, you know. Because the man say if someone says Grant name again, straight time out, no joke. And the very next comment, Travis said Grant is quality. 1 like, we must get all the players we can. After the Gold Cup, hold on, wait a minute, we are behind in our comments. Jesus, peace. I think them are run fast, now, brother. Yes, Khalis are the first person I want to see come on board? Khalis. 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 Hey, me can't read all of them comments. I'm there far for you. Watch out, man. Look on comments. But we need Khalis. We need Khalis. We need Khalis on the panel. So if you say you need Khalis, if you really need to hear Khalis on the panel, people, put the thumbs up with a C following or her name. Thumbs up, Khalis. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Put the thumbs up and write Khalis' name. I'm sure no one need her on the panel. Yeah, man. I'm sure no matter. Something like this. All right, this is what I work with. This is what I work with, people. Link. I'm gonna drop the link right now because we said 50 and it's now at 50. All right, Khalis. You need it on the panel. Everybody are called for Khalis now because she know football, you know. Oh, them say if pin the thing they done. So me now have to send it again, though. Tell me if it pin, people. It pin? All right, me see it. It pin. Yeah, man, me pin it. What kind of pin? Common pin or safe pin? All right, so who's gonna be the first to come on? Khalis. Come talk about the Skyward Crocs. Who is that? Is that Khalis? Come on, people. Come on. We have 106 people on, you know. Need some persons on. We can discuss the matter at hand here. All right. And please remember, people, the views expressed by the panelists are not necessarily those of the coach's desk. Yeah? So people are free to share their opinion on this panel. Yeah, but of course, if your opinion is not agreed with, it will be discussed. But everybody's opinion is valid. You know what I mean? Welcome.
Evening, coach. Bless up. You know, so let's come on early.
Yeah, man.
You know, and then cut out back. So
share your thoughts on this door closing thing.
All right, the door closing thing for me. All right, the reason why I said the door is supposed to close, evening guests. Sorry, people. Evening, bless up everybody who come on later. So the reason why I said the door is supposed to close early. You want the team to gel, coach. You want the team to gel for the friendlies that are coming up, and you want him to gel in the World Cup for the World Cup qualifying. You see what I'm saying? Remember, the World Cup qualifying is the main event, you know. That's our main thing, you know. We're proud and joy. So we want the players in. Yeah, contract signed already, right? So we're not an issue where that is concerned. Them amount all them things they say, you know, say players just are coming for play some ball. So I think all of the money like Ivan Tony and them money on the fence are wait on promotion. Passport take a while for coming in. When are you going to get your passport to come to play? You see what I'm saying, coach? So that takes a while. That take at least 2 months. We discussed that last week about the passport processing and stuff like that. And you see what I'm saying? So with all of that considered, we want the man them in now. Commit yourself now. So when friendly start, the man them can pick a squad, and he can play friendly and get ready for World Cup qualifying. So I think the door is supposed to close for someone who have a lot of players want to play. Take the money they can play and work with them quality players there. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel on it. I don't think we should be waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, a player might be good, but you can work without someone. Honestly, I like the wait and see thing. Honestly, the anxiety
Yeah.
kill me, coach.
But what about a situation where a player has to wait? He not have no choice because he really want to play for England.
But
so he might wait that teeny weeny moment after the end of the season or before the end of the season where the
Europa.
You no man, what kind of Europa man? The Euro team man, the Euro squad.
The Euro squad of Vasile. Yeah. This is my thing, coach. It's like some players are in denial. You see the rank in front of you, and you know you can't beat them Monday. You start not even compare to them Monday. But you're still waiting and waiting and waiting. Man like Anthony, you're waiting now, you're almost 30. And I know them not look for you. And then you know you consider play for Jamaica. While you know young players don't want to have younger players under 26 and 25 and now some 17 and 18-year-old man in England. We're in the squad right now. Look at our soccer on them Monday. We're in the squad. We don't get a chance. So might as well not come early, come play for Jamaica. Building a name, building a reputation, just enjoy football. So the waiting, some of them in a denial, coach, man. Come on, man. You know they not made the English team. When you know Gareth Southgate, now look on you. When you know in a heart. And then the grandmother and the mother of Jamaica have the flag on them back and wait. When you represent Jamaica and when you're there, looking and speak. Come on. Come play some ball and enjoy yourself for a welcome, man. Shut the door, coach. Shut the door.
All right,
Shut
coach.
the door, man.
All right, Alex, welcome. Welcome to the panelists. We have Skyward Scruggs, Mark Plunkett, Alex, and Ryan LFC just joining us.
So good night.
Before you go any further, Bad Gaza said, to me, let me put it up on the screen. Door should not supposed to close because if a man not playing good next, so the court supposed to can bring a player from the specific player pool. I guess he's talking about. You know what I mean? So what say you on that, Alex?
All right. So basically, what I'm saying is that the door shouldn't be closed. I think we should like open the door to players that are gonna pack into the players are not pack to the team. I think the door should be closed at depth. Like Mace Hogan, Ivan to players, they have an impact to the team. You should not close the door. Right? Mark from players.
Alex, a line, body not Alex.
Hold on. Let me fix it. Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Everything good now? Everything Gucci?
Clear as crystal.
All right, Coach Minche. So here what I'm saying, right? That I'm saying the door shouldn't be closed. We should have a 40-man pool. You see me? And still think about these players. Passport doesn't take a long to get. And the citizenship for the Jamaica, you see me?
Yeah. Because remember, if you don't have all of the documents or somebody died, then therein lies the problem. You would have to take quite some time to get information. You have to probably go to RGD and all of that to get the information.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, and I have to say that the players have to make a decision based on how they is. You get me come from to each his own. You have to realize there's a life commitment some of them players that make. You get me come from, coach. You have to do it for their family too. You get me come from. So we have to look into consideration on the player perspective and what the player is. You get me come from? What the player wanted. You know, what the decision I'm gonna make for travel all across the world. Because most of the England coach do not want them players to play for Jamaica, basically. So we have to look into that too, in consideration. Like Carlo Ancelotti not gonna want Mason Woodgate play for Jamaica, he might want him to play for England. Like how Miyaka Bielsa make Calvin play for England. They do not want these players to come play for Jamaica. And it's a big fact. Just like how Moyes never want him to play for Jamaica, he wanted to play for England. Which I totally disagree with. You get where I come from? But based on how the player is still, but I think the pool should be a 40-man pool, and I think we should choose from there.
All right. See a big point. I just browsed through it, but I'm gonna read it now. I think this is a big point made by Neo Sovereign. He said everyone is entitled, and I guess he's talking the panelists and persons in the comment section. You know what I mean? So but the door closing thing must be on a case-by-case basis. And I did say that every case is dealt with on its own merit. I did say that initially when we started. So he's just supporting the point that I make, because if you have a, say for example, Ivan Toney will want to come, but there's a possibility that he can play for England. Would we want for him to just commit and he still has an option to play for England? I think he'll go for both options. And if he goes for both options, then we should not say that he's a rejecter or whatever. But he should get the opportunity to make his decision based on the quality player that he is.
But
I think that is what Neo Sovereign is saying.
Yeah, but can I make a point about that, coach? Oh, sorry, Alex.
No, all right. So what I'm gonna say on that to coach is that the player play for England, he play like 2 games. He come up Premier League hard for a minute, and then when he had for a minute, nobody now when he not scoring a goal, nobody now go choose him. England now call him. He now play consistent for England. Come on, coach. If you're not firing week in and week out of Premier League, you're not gonna be into England starting lineup, and we know that, coach.
Yeah, hold on. But Alex, you and I know that, and I'm certain some of the panelists know that, and persons in the comment section. But you can't tell a player that if he wants to play for England that he's gonna get 2 games, so he's not gonna play. What if his plans are, if I play these 2 games, there must be an opportunity for me to play again?
But look at this.
Alex, hold on, Alex.
Let me hear Plunkett.
This is the thing. This is my issue, coach, where Whitney is concerned. I feel that if you're interested in Jamaica, get your passport. Even if you don't get called up, at least you have that option right away to jump on a plane and come play for Jamaica. It's the same, coach. But if you're going to hold out and not start the process yet, even get your passport and still waiting for England, that is going to cause issue for the Reggae Boyz. Because people are things are come, you make a comment, say, all right, like Redman, yes, I want to play to Jamaica, but you want somebody to reach out to you. To me, get your documents in order, have your passport ready, your dual citizenship ready. So just in case I get a call, still have that option to say, all right, we can jump on a plane and come join the squad. You understand? Fast track the process then. Because you already have a UK visa ready. So if you get a phone call tomorrow, you take a plane ready. But if you get a phone call now, where I get the phone call during Gold Cup, when the team are gel, after Gold Cup, when the team done gel and ready now and focus for World Cup qualifying, that's what I'm saying. You have players right now on the fence where they're getting the documents in order without the help of the JFF. And these people are making it known that, listen, I play a good ball, I get my document them without, you just know say me and my document them so they can call me if any. You see what I'm saying, coach? That's all I'm saying. So the man them are on the fence and me no know yet, me I think about it or me I think about my club. Lock the door upon them Monday. So me feel, honestly.
All right, we respect that opinion. Ryan LFC, what say you? Yep, you're mute.
Good night to the panel. Appreciate you giving me time to share my thought on this topic, and big up to everyone in the chat. But honestly, coach, Jamaica, the state at this moment, is a very good title you have. I must Applause you for that. That's a great title. I think at this moment, you have some important player like Kemar Roof where want to get their documents. They come out and speak about it. Ivan Toney, fantastic goal scorer, haven't been come out yet and say want to play for Jamaica. We're just hearing rumor and all of these stuff.
No, but in terms of Ivan Toney, Ryan, he did say that his focus right now is to get Brentford into the Premier League. And at the end of the season, whether they go to the Premier League or not, he's going to decide to make a decision where that is concerned.
Okay, and when the season going to finish? Next
Yeah, man,
season.
at the end of the season.
The end of the season, but okay, all right. What I'm saying, like important player, like once he get him documents, Ivan Toney, we can always leave the door open for player who can make an impact to the team, like a Ivan Toney, a Kemar Roof. But at this moment, they don't have their documents. Nathan Redman, they don't have them documents. We cannot count on people don't have their documents. So what we need to do, we as a nation, we have a crapper player, we have a 30-man squad. They're going to allow that in the Gold Cup, coming this Gold Cup. So that's going to more opportunity for player. For me, our 40-man squad prepare and ready to go. That means any player get injured, COVID, we have a pandemic, anything can happen. We can pick from that next 10 we have in balance. But we should close the squad whenever we go to the Gold Cup and work with what we have at this moment, because critically, many Jamaican people say the team need to gel. Of course, the team need to gel. Once the team can gel quick enough, it's going to be very important for the Jamaican national team. We cannot continue looking for player going to a Gold Cup tournament, close to a Gold Cup tournament. We should have a system where 40 players we're working or 30 players we're working. We should, when it reach close to the Gold Cup, we should look for more players. We should have them in mind. And all of these England players, Mason Colgate, the Everton defender, it's going to be very hard to get in this England team. When you look at the young player, Joe Gomez, when you look at the age defender England have at this moment, it's going to be very difficult for Mason Colgate get in this team. Saving Ivan Toney, look at the strike force England have. They have a lot of young players, and these players understand that. Yes, they want to make the English team. It's going to be very difficult. One ASAP at this moment. You want to play for the Reggae Boyz? We don't want no if or no but. No, we want player who commit. You have many players who commit who have the Jamaican passport. They're not getting the opportunity like the English-based player. That's all we have to say. One player commit. You understand? As I said, Kemar Roof and these players, they're on the table, they're willing to go and get their Jamaican passport. Okay, leave the door for them to open, because they are important players who can make things happen for the Reggae Boyz. That's all I'm saying. The door should close once we enter to the Gold Cup. And we're supposed to have a 40-man squad we're working with. Same like the Brazil, same like Argentina, same like all of these teams, they have a 40-man squad where they work with.
I am sure sports. What say you?
Yeah, man. Good evening, one and all, and to all of the person sending in their messages. Very interesting messages.
Yeah, background kind of noisy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. My headphone. I'm gonna take up that.
You know, you probably not hearing it, but we are hearing it.
Oh.
Well, I'm your man's man.
Yeah, man. I
say man's man. Call of the year.
Call of the year, pan, yeah. You know, the big show on radio.
Yeah, man. Nathan, just turn on that for me, please. Just for 5 minutes. Yeah. All right. You're hearing better now?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Perfect.
All right. Yeah, man. So let me just run this. So big up everyone, one and all. You understand me? You know, I listen to this very important point, and I think the person who spoke before, very solid. But you know what I want to ask, because I watch all of you guys' videos and listen to a lot of the stuff. All the players who say that they are available who have Jamaican passport. And today I ask a very important question to a person involved in the football. Don't want to get myself in trouble. And then here's what I want to know. how many of these players have been contacted by the GFF thus far? Because at the end of the day, none of this discussion about door closing or opening don't make a sense if Whitmore don't want the players. Who says Whitmore want the players? Who does Whitmore want? Who is he planning on working with? So the door don't really matter, Whether the door open or close don't matter if Whitmore have the players that we already want to work with. A man can get him passport, and I get the feeling that with all the names between you, Ryan, Simon, Militant, Gunnar, all of the people now put out names of persons. I know this for sure, that more than 90% of them have not received any contact from anybody in the GFF or have spoken with the coach. From the Premier League ones to the others. Anyone who has done it, they have personally reached out to the GFF, which is a major...
You're asking the question or you assume?
Well, I had a conversation today that indicate I extrapolated from my conversation that is what has happened. So if you have different information, I'd love to know, and then I can answer the door closing argument.
Okay, but listen, my brother, some of these things we get information. You probably on the outside, we get information and we cannot tell you what source where we get it from.
No, man, hear the question I'm asking, I'm not saying you don't have the information. What I'm saying to you is that the players want to play for Jamaica, but who is responsible for selecting them? The coach. Has the coach spoken to any of these players, and has the coach come out and said, I want Ivan Toney to come and play? Because if the coach say, I don't want Ivan Toney, even if Ivan Toney available, what difference does it make? That is the question I'm asking. Has the coach said, I need 5 center forwards, I need 5 right backs, wing back? Has the coach said any of those things? All right,
Mannings, man. Let me chime in there, because you have Liam Moore. Liam Moore was spoken about. Ethan Pinnock, Amari Bell, Laird, Tilt, Harding, Casey Palmer. All of them were
we can't, but we can't close the door on those players, because those players came to the last match.
The point I'm making to you is that these players were spoken about on various channels. And
interview too.
Right. And when you look in the squad versus the United States, these are some of the same players that you would have seen in the game. So I don't want you to shoot down. I don't want you to shoot down the fact that.
No, man. What I'm saying is that I love what all of us are doing, because we have highlighted some of these players. The only reason why many of those players, and we know this, played in the American match was because of the wage dispute.
No, but some of them are good player. You wouldn't know that some of them are good player.
No, man. I'm not. Listen, I am saying that they should be in the team. I'm not.
Yeah.
Here's the question: has the coach has Theodore Whitmore or someone from the GFF spoken to Mason Holgate? Has they spoken to Kyle Walker-Peters, Dejon Anderson? Look,
we don't know Mannings.
Exactly my point.
Let me ask you a question, Mannings. We don't know that because JFF not giving out the information. We don't know. We just assuming.
They spoke to some of the players.
They spoke to some of the players. How do you get? We didn't even know Jamal Lowe was coming in the team.
And then that's the point. And that's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point.
They're not, Mannings, let me explain something to you. Yeah. When you are contacting a player, nobody's not gonna tell you. They're not gonna put it out there in the public to know that you're contacting a player. That easy, unless you have a reliable source that's inside the JFF telling people. They do their things secretive. When you get in players overseas, that's what they do. They do things secretive. When you're trying to get
all those players that were linked
you never
to
know
Jamaica, they played in the US game, and not all of them were spoken about on these channels, but they came to the USA game. So the ones that are being spoken about, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna follow Ryan LFC, but I understand the point that you're making, Mannings, man, because at the end of the day, the coach is responsible for selecting his team. The coach is responsible for that. No going around that. No sidestepping that. The coach is totally in charge of selecting his team.
All
So
right,
you
there
have
we
a
go.
point
So,
here. But these players, I believe, are highlighted because there are some facts surrounding them in playing for the Reggae Boys.
all right. So here's me. Let me just say it again. I believe that all of these players have some interest. The issue I have is, and so I'm going to get to the closing door because I think only a certain caliber of player should be allowed the privilege of coming in like in the second stage, because remember some of the players that Dean Burton came in the second stage of the campaign that we went to the World Cup. After the first 6 games, that was when Dean Burton, Paul Hall, and Fitzroy Simpson came in. So even at that point, depending on what is happening, if they are top quality players that can add value to the team, I mean, even if they rejected Jamaica, if the ship is sinking and these players can add support, I would take them because I want to go to the World Cup.
Look on the
Fine?
screen. Look on the screen.
So Mannings, let me explain
Yeah.
something. Do you watch
Yeah.
TVJ? Did you watch TVJ News, right?
Yeah.
TVJ News even talk about Nathan Redmond and they contact JFF, even Dejavon Anderson. Do you follow some of these Instagram pages that are giving news out or follow
Yeah,
coaches
man.
that?
So,
I'm,
all right.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you
No,
these
yeah, man.
questions.
So that's what I'm saying. Here's what I spoke to someone in the JFF today,
Yeah.
and I am saying to you that the players, I want them to play for Jamaica just like all of you. I listen to Ryan, LFC. I listen to Simon. I listen to all of you guys. I am letting you know that in terms of Coach Whitmore, a lot of these players he has not spoken to them. And so I believe that there's a concern that it could mean, maybe it doesn't, but it could mean that he may not necessarily want to work with them because he gave a commitment to some of the other guys. Whitmore did say, based on the negotiation, it was said that it was Whitmore who brokered the deal. So he may feel he has a loyalty to all of those 18 players that signed on to the deal. He may feel loyal to them.
Yo.
I'm just giving you an next option. I'm just giving you an next option to look at because he is not speaking to the players in England, and he's the coach. He has not called Lewis Baker and said, "Listen, I need a holding midfielder. What is your game like? This is what I want." That is why Nathan Redmond said, "I need to have a conversation. I need to have a conversation with the JFF to know what my role is." The player shouldn't have to say that. The JFF should call him and give a picture of what they are doing.
Yeah, but Mannings, man, if him can't call a Lewis Baker and say, "What do you?"
Cannot do that. You can't do that.
Him have to watch. Him have to get information possible from a scout, and then the scout link him to him. Him go watch the player, or him go fly to England, watch the players,
fly go
see
where?
what the players about,
Man,
and then
no money for buying no ticket, brother. No disrespect still, but we know the JFF now no money for buying no ticket right now. If you send man go far him go watch match, man. Because man, come on, be real now, man.
What you mean they don't have the money? But I heard that they went.
Yeah, I know everybody's serious. Yeah. We keep quiet here.
Yeah, someone to talk.
So what you saying?
Someone to come and talk facts.
Huh?
Someone to come and show and talk facts. I say someone to come and show and talk facts. Someone want to hold back. Like when one JFF them a friend around someone like ball my friend. Which one are picking up a man them as what someone has said.
Yeah, that's true. We agree with that. No, but I believe from what
Whitmore now pick a Kyle Walker Peters over Alpha. Oh, now I'm talking about I don't know them something here. So we get all excited about this. Enough of them money man say no some of them money brother.
So
if man go left Maria
you know.
If man go left Maria for you Sean Francis that center half. We not assume brother we see it. When the man have good players when he can pick him still pick some rubbish player them brother. We see it how we are going like
he has not done that thus far yet with this crop of players, so we can't say that yet.
Coach. The only reason why we even talk about Jamal Lowe now. Remember Jamal Lowe wasn't in the original squad, you know, because Ravel pull out, you know, but we even see Jamal Lowe, you know.
Yeah.
And if most of them players in the USL league did not go on and most of them players never stand with some of the players and say they not play, you wouldn't see most of them and them will come. I fax them and talk me G. And that's what the man go wrong, me If you didn't want to the man, them brother, you have 2 years to prepare before the Gold Cup and the World Cup. You could have called them in. Jamal and them man they want to play long time. Pinocchio and them, all of them man they want to play long time. Why I know? Why you have to set them up to fail? He say, yo, you say English man them no good. Brother, the man a joke with the football. That serious thing.
Well, like we always say, no, it's your opinion. I am not reading Whitmore's mind to say. I mean, based on what used to happen in the past, we have heard. I have no evidence. They used to say that the JFF boss then, him used to pick the team. You understand? But is it the case with this administration now? I am not certain.
I have a good answer for that question. So again, let's go to the and listen. I support the JFF because they are the leaders, and I believe that they're doing their best to get to the World Cup, right? So I don't think they have ulterior motives for the team to fail. But let's say this: the USA game, part of the issue with the USA game, and it has not been resolved, is this: the English players were brought in primarily because the Jamaican-born players made themselves unavailable, which is saying to me, a lot of those players would not have been invited if the original players were there. That is also saying that Whitmore may not have had a say in most of those players coming. He may, having seen them, want them to be a part of his squad going in the future. All I am saying is that we as a people don't know who are the persons. When Ryan put out a video, Ryan and Simon was on today doing something. I saw the video. They did something. Who from the JFF? Ketarak says it. Who do you talk to in the JFF? Give them this information so they can contact the players. Players are struggling with getting their passport. Who is in dialogue with them from the JFF to say, listen, based on what we want, because you don't want to have 20 defenders come in because they're all available. Who is there saying we only need 4 defenders? We are in all of these games. You know that just you alone, coach, a 10 forward you mentioned that can play for Jamaica.
Yeah, but hold on. I am sure, Mannings, man. I can mention 10 players, 10 forward, But at the end of the day, does the team need all of them? The team will not accommodate all of them. The fact of the matter is that the possibility that lies that persons might get injured, persons might be out on yellow card, and you have to reinforce the team.
All right, Mannings, man.
So that's on that's the basis, and the basis is to highlight these players so that persons out there know that these players are possible players that are linked to playing for the Reggae Boyz. If I pick 50 man, do you know how much players for Jamaica are playing in all parts of the world? I got a listing and the amount of people from Jamaica, barring the English-based players, who are born. I'm talking about persons who are local, who are spread across the world. So when we highlight these players, it's for persons to know that we have a lot of players outside of Jamaica that plays football in France, that plays football in Europe, that plays football in Africa, that can represent us. So I'm not putting out these players to say that the 40 of them can play. No, it's a pool we have. So every squad that pick, you have a 23-man squad. They might put it up to 30 now because of pandemic. But you want to have a pool. If a man get hurt, if a man now dep on farm, you can replace him quickly rather than a guess and spell who to replace him with. That's the point of this thing. So it's not me picking the side, not me picking the side. Whether it be the administration or the coach, I am just putting names out there. Some of these players have already been linked or already been spoken to by the administration. Who to tell? I heard that Casey Palmer actually spoke to Theodore Whitmore. So let me talk when me hear. So you said that the coach not talk to them. Information is probably not shared to every single person. But Casey Palmer, I heard that he spoke. Remember, it's when me talk about Casey Palmer, it was a few weeks before he get picked in a national team. I didn't call Whitmore and say, look on a player. No, me just put it on my channel.
But
and
coach,
then talk to the man and
coach,
find my team.
Coach, one thing, guys, we have to remember this, guys. The coach of the national team, he don't must talk to the player. It's not his job to do that. He can get in trouble. You have manager and agent do them job. That's for them job. Whitmore job is to focus on the team and coach.
No,
that's for him job.
Ryan, you think he might get in trouble for that?
I know club.
He's a national coach. I don't think he's gonna get in trouble. And I think Ryan, I think the coach need to talk to the players to convince them.
Yes, in case some player.
No, but you have to tell the players them the plan. You have to sell the plan, brother. You can't expect
you have some
to play
like
without having a plan. You have to have a plan, bro. You get what I say? Without a plan, the player they never commit, brother. And that's why the notion of closing the door and nonsense, brother. Cause the player them have to see something where they can commit to, brother. You see it?
Alright, Lincoln. Even one article come out on TV, I think I observe or glean a set up as needed players. He needed player for specific position. He needed players to play in different position. He needed the help. You get where I come from? So Manning, Tapa do need the help. Tapa do need some of these players, Manning. But it's not everyone of them gonna get called. It's not every name we mention gonna get called, Manning. You have to be
come on, you're missing. Manning. I think you guys missing the point I'm making. That's all right. Hold on, let me say this. Watch me now. When René Simoes was here, no man, Alex, when René Simoes was here, right? René Simoes called Paul Hall and he spoke about this publicly. You can go and watch the tapes. And he told him like what role he'd want him to play in the Jamaican team. He told him about I am saying that Whitmore went to the World Cup and scored 2 goals for Jamaica against Japan. He played in England. I think a Mason Holgate need to hear from the coach painting a vision of what Mason Holgate does. He needs to say, listen, Mason, we have heard this, we have seen this, I have watched some stuff. I saw some games when you're in the youth level, saw some of your Everton games. I think you would be ideal to play in the Jamaican team. Right? Here is what we're planning on doing. I think that is an integral part of his responsibility. Outside of that, so that is what I'm saying.
After the interest is all right, because remember, JFF said them have a scout overseas in England, right? So when the scout scout the player, he gets back to one of the officials of the JFF. See? After him get back to them, him tell them about the players. Now probably the officials start to watch those players. So after watching those players, then interest of a show, get the information, whatever, and then the player is going to say that he wants to have a sit down. If you notice, the players them always say that, especially the big name players. So yeah, you're right with that. But the fact of the matter is that the scout will scout the player first. Remember, if I think that should also be one of the job of a technical director. The technical director should go to the length and the breadth of the country or wherever to find the players that are suitable for the national team or the national program. But as I was saying, these players are linked, the contacts are made, sent to the JFF or whoever talk to the player. And then the player will say, I want to have a one-on-one. If it's a coach or if it's a manager or if it's a technical person to hear, because you don't want a Mason Holgate to come and you tell him, say, you're going to play him a right back when he really want to play central defender. You understand? So these are what the one-on-one talks will do, and it also helps to develop the relationship with the player and the coach and the management.
One more thing, Alex.
Talk.
Like in the case of Mason Holgate now, Mason Holgate of England and Jamaica and yeah, he might speak to Southgate, and he might speak to Whitmore, and it will be like the responsibility will be on Whitmore to convince him, sell him a plan. Yo, this more I have to come in at the team, come do. You see it, and I guess I'm gonna play you. So that's now Whitmore important for convincing players to come and play for the country. You see me? That's just my opinion.
And that's true, brother. The more big name player come, like more big name player come, more big name player will definitely come play for the country. Because
Definitely.
whether we like it, sometimes player move with big player. Look at Mikel Antoni. He's the first big player coming out and say him starting out in passport and thing, and they see other big player coming out and want to come. Big player pull big player.
Yeah,
That is it, Ryan. Yeah, go ahead.
Manning, did you know that do you actually know that Tapper Whitmore don't talk to these players?
Yeah. But Ryan, you don't know that, Ryan.
What did you say, Alex? What did you say?
Me ask him if he knows the Tapper attack. Me have players that play in the national team that we come from the same player. I'm not gonna call his name on the show, but me and him come from the same place. I'm playing in the national team a week in and week out. And just calling him earlier. And the man tell me when Tapper picking team is Tapper picking team based off of trust. And trust them players there. And I use them over and over basis. I'm trusting players in a just like I'm like Hector, I trust Hector. That's why I play Hector so much. You get where I come from? So Tapper on a team off a base of a friendship. I mean get this straight to people because people don't really believe it. Even DML will come out and say Tapper don't pick it. I mean even players and we talk to a player.
I don't believe that. That is correct. I agree with that.
Most big coach do that. Most big coach do that.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know the reason why Tapper now pick Martin Davis. One of the reason Tapper Martin Davis he kick off one time in that U20 World Cup. Oh, nobody know there's something there.
You know for all that over the players still.
No, me not say all that over. But no, me feel like me feel like that one I reason. Cause somebody
so it's not legit. You just your feelings.
Yeah, my feelings.
Your feelings are no facts, Alex. And I want to put that on.
But the fact is they did kick off, though, you know. The fact is they did kick off.
Yeah, but players and coach kick off all the time.
No, but you say gentlemen.
Disagreement, brother.
Yeah, but you know, when a player kick off in Europe with a coach, you know, a coach normally like go on to play, I say make sit down on the bench, you know. And
that's true.
You're not have a good relationship. Be real, bro.
Until you gain back in trust. But you
there you go.
Alex.
I same thing with Keith.
One at a time.
That's why Keith Simpson can't get a call to the national team. But that did good on Trinidad when Portmore did go at Trinidad, and Keith say grand this and I say, I remember when I get Tapper pick over me, I go on. And the man come back and tell Tapper. Keith Simpson never get an next game. Never get a game to Jamaica.
You know, may I put somebody out there?
Hold on, Ryan. Because you see that point that DJ Liverpool made is a good point, you know. Because
it's true.
If it is a case where you're undermining the coach is not going to trust you to give you instruction to go on the field to help the team. And people might think it to be something like you're being vindictive and all of that. I don't think it is that. A coach has to trust his players, and the players also have to trust the coach. Because if Ryan LFC is in goal, and I'm sure Sports is the better goalkeeper, he has to trust Theodore Whitmore as the coach to say, all right, he knows the reason why he's using Ryan at this time. Look at Gregory Messam. When Gregory Messam was in the team, big baller. Once him hurt and the little man from Harborview, Ricardo, Bibi Gardner take him space. Did that man see back that position?
No.
Messam injury, man.
Look at coach. One thing, coach. Look at Matax. You know why Matax can't get in the team? Since I don't want to spill. I'm going to spill some phone. You see why Matax can't in the team? You see what happened in the last Gold Cup? You guys see what happened in the last Gold Cup? The same thing, him underestimate the coach and disrespect the coach and all of them stuff there. That's why Matax tap and not pick him again. Some of these are trust, brother. And some of these, brother, who they close to the player and we know some of these few things, but we can't come out and just spill it like that. You understand?
All right, Ryan, good point.
Ryan.
Hold on there. Just to piggyback off of what you just said, right? Remember when Leon Gale did the Instagram live video with A76 stream, and it mentioned something about the team chemistry and all of that can be chop and change. Like me think about that long hard and me say, who tap and have up lay and pay talk this out in the public. But hope, cause me say me know Tapper as a man, as me hear him say him we have up the youth and don't want to play him in the team.
But let me answer that for sport. I believe, and me I gonna speak on the premise of a coach now. You see, if the coach again feels like he's being undermined, he is going to take necessary actions. And in the eyes of the public, you and everybody are going to feel like he's being vindictive. You cannot be a part of an organization, Ryan LFC, and you go over the corner, over the fence, and tell people inside information about the organization. That means the organization won't be able to trust you. We have our in-house matters, housekeeping matters. Let us deal with it indoor. Don't bring our dirty linen in the public. I'm sure enough I no matter tell you that. So as I old time saying. You understand? Yeah, man.
So that means that when Damian Lowe voice recording, they will go blacklist him for that.
You never know. I did a video on that. It could be a possible thing, yeah. Me not go around it. It could be.
Coach, I don't feel like a coach. I don't feel like a national coach to run the national team like I or in business.
No, but DJ, look on it now, man. Look on the big clubs them in the world. Oftentimes a player do something and the man ostracize the player, put him on the bench. Look on a Man United with something there.
Look on Benzema.
With the goalkeeper, Van der Beek, and there are plethora of players who would have fall. Alex Ferguson do it, Wenger do it. A lot of these big
players did it.
Look on Benzema.
Yeah, it is done. We don't like it as the fans, you know. But it is something that a coach will do because you are breaking trust.
Coach, tell them why important. Tell them why important. You see, when as a player and you do that, other player will try it. So you know what the coach will do? He will make sure so he set an example that the other player don't cross the line.
No, but right.
I say and Tennessee Lewis I say me attack foolish. You get me come from? Me have a point on me I say cause me know deep down. Cause me close to some of them players and I'm gonna tell me what go on. Tapper do not pick the team based off a friend and pick the team off a trust. I mean, I tell him this one and last time. Tapper do not pick friend. The reason why I pick Ricardo Morris, he can trust Ricardo Morris. You get me
and the next thing too,
hold on, Ryan. A big point again, Alex. Hey, you see, it no matter how skillful a player is or how brilliant he is. You see, once a coach have a player that him can trust, that can play the position based on the instruction that he's given, he might not be the best player in the team. Me can't tell you that I have experience in a bridge.
Just like the
player might not be the best player in the team, but he is a very disciplined individual that will carry out the task that is given by the coach. Just and like he's not. Oftentimes, these players are not fan favorites. Because
you're right, coach.
Sometimes they are not skilled enough. But the coach made the decision based on the system that he has to play and based on this player that is going to be. All right, DJ, you better than Ryan LFC on the left back. See? But when it comes on to marking, going up and down the field, Ryan LFC is doing that. You might be a better crosser, but Ryan LFC might give probably 3 good cross out of 2, but you give 5. You understand?
Yeah.
But the coach is going to use the player that is going to be disciplined, which is Ryan LFC, because Ryan LFC a track back, Ryan LFC a help out in the attack, and Ryan LFC a cover. So I don't see the situation.
Coach.
Yeah, man.
Just like how Southgate just Trippier over Trent. So I get what you say.
Exactly.
That me keep on
And
telling
Trippier
you.
can't
Virgin,
pass a ball
it
like
is
Trent,
something. It is something that coaches do, and fans will never like it, and they will never understand it.
Coach, it's important for a player to bring out the instruction what the coach want. Look at James Milner. James Milner,
Look on the
a lot of
screen. You think Shorty Malcolm was the one of the best baller in the Jamaica team?
Listen,
All of the man come off, I feel Shorty Malcolm and mark him.
let me say this, coach. Listen, so here's my thing. I want to know because, and this is from my observation, and I mean, like other persons, there are certain things you can't say because where you get the information and how. But do you believe the technical director is Rudolph Speed, or the head of the technical committee, right? Do you believe that the technical director and the coach have the kind of relationship where the transmission of information about player is smooth?
Jamaica don't have a technical director.
What I'm saying, the head of the technical committee would have Speed, who would play an integral part in terms of contacting some of these players, you know, because all I'm saying, I'm okay with Whitmore playing who he trusts because he's a coach. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that. All I'm saying is that and I think Ryan said it earlier, when you have a Mason Holgate and you are a national coach, right, who has played in the World Cup, has played in England, and we know that this guy is a quality player. I'm not saying this applies to all the players. To convince him because he's contemplating playing for England, I think the coach has a very important role in painting a picture to a Mason Holgate. After the federation, because we not go around them things, after the federation makes initial contact, the coach must present to him, listen, I have a Leon Bailey. Imagine if I partner you with a Damian Lowe. Let me tell you a little bit about Damian Lowe. I have this. Listen, our thing is not just to go and compete at the World Cup. I see you as we qualify for this World Cup, the next World Cup campaign. I see you as a future captain of my team as long as I am a head coach. I'm saying that this is the time that conversation need to be had with a Mason Holgate, because you know, if you convince him, and this is what you're saying, if you convince this big player, then other players will be convinced. And maybe it is, you guys are saying it is happening. I don't get the feeling like that kind of conversation is happening with the head coach. That's my thing. But you guys says you have other information that kind of stuff is happening. I don't believe so. But that's what I think. I think Whitmore has more influence in convincing these players than Michael Ricketts. That's my opinion.
It's not Michael Ricketts getting these players much Manning's man.
No, yeah, brother,
Michael Ricketts.
take out.
Yeah,
if you take the text out of the context, if you take the text out of the context, brother, you get a con. You are taking the text out of the context, so your mind is, you understand, you operate it.
All right,
Okay.
listen this now, gentlemen. Bertram is saying that, are we saying that Tapa would put his own self-interest above the team? No, no one is saying that. Well, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
I'm not saying that either.
I am saying that oftentimes it is not the best player, or no, let me not use best, because that might be something that will turn off a few people if I say the best player. It might not be. I want to find a word that
the most flashy player, the most flashy.
All right. Might be the most flashy player that will always start or will always be in the team. But at the end of the day, the best players will play on the park, the best 11. Now, when you look at a Manchester City, they have a striker in Sergio Aguero. But the coach right now is playing without a striker, and they have the team has strikers. So are we saying that the coach is a boo-boo, iddy-boo? Him not pick the right team? No, I'm not going to say that. The coach has a strategy that he works with.
I can say that. Arteta is a boo-boo. Arteta put his striker on the bench.
No,
so I can say that.
But Pep does it.
Well, but he's a coach anyway.
But he not have the caliber.
Hold on. The fact is, gentlemen, the fact is, And I've always said this. Whitmore is not the #1 coach in our world. Everybody know that. The 180 people that are on and those on the panel, we know that Whitmore is not the best coach in the world. No, not no. But at the moment, he is the man in charge. So I would say, let us support him. You know how me I grade Whitmore now, I am sure. You see, if Whitmore with the myriad of players or quality players that are coming in, if Whitmore picks some man that, in my estimation, they are not playing any high level football, they are not playing any football, and if he picks those players to represent the national team at this juncture, when we have a myriad of top players, then I will have issues with that. He has not done it yet. Over the years, he would have had players that he picked that are not favorites. I have an issue with that. But right now, let me gauge him again with these players that we have. If him don't pick them, I saw me gonna go hard on him. But right now, make me see what
But coach, remember, you know, we're not up on the training ground, so we can't see what go on. You know what I mean? You are gonna base your opinion off of what you think. This player is playing in England, he's playing there, so he should be in the team. But then the coach is on the ground and he's seeing these players.
And sometimes these players are playing in a different system than what they bring to the national team. Plus, international football is different from club football.
Yeah. So I see him thing.
I'm gonna shine in a club, you know. I'm gonna shine for West Ham, you know, and I'm gonna shine for Brentford, you know. But when him coming at international, especially in a CONCACAF, when the Costa Rican and the Mexican and hold them and turn them inside out.
You know what? Those guys they play system football, you know what I mean, coach? They play system football. So many of those players sometimes look better than they is. You know what I mean? Because
of the system that they're in,
yes,
right?
Yes. So
it's easy, you know, gentlemen. I don't know, kill up self thing, you know. It's easy.
But if you're not talent, where people always assess system, if you don't have no talent, bro, you're not gonna look good no matter the system where you're playing. Huh?
We agree.
You have to have talent to play in a system.
We agree with that, man. But if you have a basic, you can play in our system. If you can control and pass.
Control and pass are basic, you know. Movement off the ball.
Look for a Liverpool team when them are dominate. It was never the best team in the world. Their midfield could never get into a next top team in a world. Let's say that's a system, brother. So you're not Coach, the best player to play in our system and play well.
But Coach, I am like you, Coach. Let me just say this. I'm like you.
Yeah. Full sport, run it. Others are you. Just mute the mic, please. We don't want to get any feedback. Thank you. Full sport, go ahead.
Yeah, so as I say, and we are talking about system. Jamaica and all, I don't see we have a system of lately. You see a little bit with Simoes, but as of lately, I don't see we have a system where we don't know, okay, when Jamaica play, we have to use 5-2-3 or whatever, or 4-4-2 or whatever. I don't see we have a system. Most of what me saying Whitmore do so far is basically like a Manchester United counter football. Soak up the pressure and hit on the break when we can. But as you mentioned earlier, now we have a bigger pool with better quality players. And like you, I would definitely be judging Tapa from now on based on performances. Because as a coach in the history, win percentage, I think I him have the most victories so far. So winning percentage in favor. But I want to see us playing a brand of football other than counter football, stoking up pressure, because we have technical players that are good enough to play an expansive brand of football. Gone are the days when we don't have no talent and we can't find players to transition from defense to attack. This one bag of long ball over the top and cut out the midfield out of the game. I don't want to see that crap no more. Like we have technically sound players where we can make passes. You understand? Build the football just like everybody else. no proper of the players because according to him, he was short on quality, so he used what was available. Him cannot complain right now, say quality is not in the team. Nobody not gonna cut him that slack. Nah, get away with that this time. So no one wanna see what him learn when he go get him coaching license. What him philosophy. That me wants.
But Bujo,
So
Bujo,
Arsenal.
well on, but him that implicating in system down at the Saudi Arabia still, you know. If those when they say Saudi Arabia need Saudi Arabia on a good team, but when they implicate the system, he was pressing very high. Even the US game, he tried to do it in a US game. He pressed very high up and play a little possession football.
Yeah, they weren't able to sustain it because the lack of chemistry.
Alex,
all right.
Yeah, good point, coach. And also remember had players playing out of position and all that stuff. So me would really call the US game a real test.
But Arsenal.
Coach, let me just say this, coach. You know that I believe that at this time in Jamaica's football, Theodore Whitmore is the best person to lead the program. So I don't have a problem with him leading the program. I think he has done enough to be given the opportunity, and we need to see him fail. If he fails at the Gold Cup, miserable, like we lose all our games in the first round and the team selection is bad, then I think there can be consideration. But I think he has done enough to hold his position. What I think needs to happen is, and so many, I think Arsenal, brother, a couple other persons said it earlier, that these are players who are coming from, I would say, a higher level of football. And I'm not sure that he has ever had so many players playing at such high level, including a Leon Bailey, who know their expectations. So even, you see, when we could have used like, and I'm not undermining a Jamaican, when we could have used a Jamaican trainer, for example, that may not be possible anymore because these guys are playing at a, like I said, such a high level that the kind of training stuff, like the jogging and those little drills that you do, like they come with an expectation because it's supposed to be as high as their level. And I think this is where now the JFF needs to put people around Whitmore. And because one of Whitmore's problem is communication. His problem is, we all see that. He doesn't like speaking to the media.
What do you mean by
he doesn't like speaking to the media. He's not able to articulate to the Jamaican people who have asked, what is our culture? What is our system? He's not able to do that. We should have given a lot of support to him. So he does speak, but he's not the best communicator. And the JFF needs to put around him people who can help him in these areas.
But you can't say man a good communicator when you never play under him. So you don't know how him communicate with the players. You don't think you can put out that, man.
What do you mean? He has never coached me or I've never played for Jamaica. Which one? You're assuming that he has never coached me. You're assuming that. Hold on. You're assuming. You're assuming that he has never coached me.
Hold on.
I'm doing the
Gentlemen,
Don't
let the
no. Well, I am telling you. No man. He has coached me. He has coached me. He has coached me. Yeah.
I didn't know. I stand corrected. But if him coach you, then you have the right to make a point.
No, follow me. No man, he can talk on. Listen. He can talk on the field, you know, like when you're supposed to do things. What I'm talking about is outside of that. When you have, for example,
I am sure. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna be an advocate right now. Yeah. If he's able to get the best from the players on the pitch, in the training part, is it equally important for him to be a good communicator with the media? And if he's not a good communicator in the media, should his administration give him somebody who is a media contact person who they will, utilize to do all media briefings and all of that? Do you think so?
Yeah, man. Of course.
If he's given the job to coach a team and he can motivate the team and talk to them, get into players' head, then how come he's not a good communicator? He's probably not a good communicator, and it brings me back to the point, gentlemen. We have to be careful, because if it is not seen as something good in our eyes, we're not going to be enjoying the bliss of it. You understand? So the point I'm making is that if I get a job to coach a team, to play football, and I forward to score goal, and that team I do, and I win my competition, I don't have to be able to speak to the media clearly. No, I'm getting the job done. I will know, because of my deficiency, my technical team will get a PR person from me to speak to the media. Look at Neville Bell. Neville Bell oftentimes don't speak to the media. And it's not, he can't speak to the media. You understand? But he uses somebody else to speak to the media. So that is, and he gets the job done from the players on the pitch. So I kind of debunk that point there, Mannings, man. Where
no, but I am agreeing with you. I am saying that the GFF need to put the persons around him to do that, because that is also a part of the football. I'm not saying he has to do it.
Okay, I get the point now. You didn't make that clear earlier.
Yeah, man. I'm saying that
the only way that can affect a program from where you say a while ago is like sponsorship and them thing. You know, corporate people, them want people where them can relate to. If them are go put sponsorship. So you know what I mean? So maybe that in that aspect might be have a point. You see me? Might be have a point there.
Yeah, you're right, brother, because let me tell you something, bro. It's important for your coach to be a very good spokesman who can grab whosoever attention.
Somebody close the mic.
It's very.
All right, go ahead. Ryan, are you a baby that Ryan?
No, not my baby.
All right, Alex. All right, go ahead, Ryan.
Coach, it's very important. I agree with what's the name again? Not seeing him name still, but
Lincoln Funds.
Both of them have great point. But corporate and sponsor, this is the reason why everybody he can grab the nation attention. Club, Jose Mourinho, everybody Arsene Wenger, everybody want to hear what they have to say. It's very important to talk to the media. I don't think most international coach allow someone to speak for them unless.
No, hold on, Ryan. Hold on. Let me clear up that misconception. Coach Theodore Whitmore is the head coach. Those persons you are making reference to are managers, and that would be their duty. So a Klopp is a manager of the Liverpool football team. Coach Whitmore is the head coach.
Yes.
You know, hold on. They have the managers in the team, you know. But under the managers, a Klopp has his coaching team. You don't see those persons coming around talking to the media. A Klopp them talk to the media, so we can't like now Whitmore to those.
No, coach. I agree with you, but in this season, most of the time, some of the game them is peppling the assistant coach speak to the media. So you have on both sides things can both manager can make assistant. As you say, Bertis, most of the time he make Freddie. And sometimes they want to give more highlight to the assistant coach to get him out there and stuff. Right. So, but where Whitmore, I think he's not a person who spoke a lot. He don't spoke to the media a lot. So corporate want to come on board. They want someone who can speak and to sell the product. But once him doing the great job.
Well, I'm going to stop you again, Ryan, because we have to put it into perspective, you know. When we say he doesn't come in the media, what do we mean? Because if there's a football game...
No, coach, but listen, I'm going to finish the point, no?
Hold on, man. May I stop you, man? If he's having a football game and there's a press conference, he will speak.
Yeah, yes,
what
coach.
What do we want him to do?
No, coach, we not disagree with you. We agree with everybody on the panel agree. But we are talking about some people, some corporate They just don't like Theodore Whitmore for some reason. Because when you look at it, when overseas coach come, they get a lot of sponsor. So why not back in Theodore Whitmore? Most of the corporate, some of them said he don't grab attention.
But we all know Jamaica stay, brother.
Right.
We no respect our own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't respect our own. They don't give us respect.
That's why so many persons calling out for Whitmore to lose his job.
Look at me, bro.
Agree.
No reason at all they want Whitmore to be replaced.
All right, brother. This is how Jamaican people stay. Listen, look at me, brother. Look at me. I am a Jamaican. This is how Jamaican people stay. They criticize them on the most and they give you the less support. Listen, it's the Jamaican people, they are very terrible at supporting each other. They're not going to support you until they reach somewhere, till they're up there. We see that over and over. They don't support and they give the coach most criticized.
But nobody, all know people, nobody can tell me why Coach Whitmore should be in the media. Nobody can tell me that.
No,
but coach, as we say, once him get the job done, the most important thing to coach the team and once the player them understand and him getting the job done, that's his biggest job to do, you know. We care less about the media. But we are saying a lot of people saying, but just because Theodore Whitmore can't talk, make the Jamaican team don't get a lot of sponsor. That bullshit.
But that's not true still.
I don't agree with that.
I think him can communicate.
Of course him can communicate because when they have a game and they do press conference, who do it? I don't know nobody do it. I him do it.
The thing is,
yes, I him do it.
Is it because, gentlemen, is it because he's exclusive? Is it because Whitmore is exclusive? Or is it because we not see him at a different media houses doing interview, them call him on him phone to interview him? Is it? I believe that is the reason, you know.
Don't give a lot of.
All right.
Let me give you my interview.
Let me give you my take on this, right? Let me give you my take on this. And like I said, I believe that Whitmore is the best man to be coaching the national team right now. And the only way Whitmore build up enough credit. I mean, what he has been able to do with, like, he has not received none of the things that he has asked for in so many years from the federation. He has not had the best players, and he has done as much as any foreign coach in terms of the Gold Cup. So he deserves credit. I'm telling you that. All right, Whitmore has also given the most young youths in football coming out of high school opportunities to play for Jamaica. All right, so whether a man like him or not, he is the best thing right now, and we need to give him due. I mean, in this thing to remove him. But here's my thing. I still believe, and I keep saying this, that we can't say certain things, you know, but there is problems, obviously, between the federation and Whitmore at some level. With all of the things that are happening in our football, tell me, when have you seen, when is the last time you have seen my cricket, the president, and Whitmore sit on anything and speak about anything about Jamaica's football? Is that important? Yes, because it shows unity, it shows a oneness, it shows the player that there's one leadership in this thing. We're all together.
I am man's man. You and I know, and others who listen to a particular program knows that Whitmore has come on that program before. So is it a case because other persons are not hearing Whitmore on other programs? They are not seeing him on TV, on different networks. Is it that the reason why they think that he's not a media person? You and I know that he comes on that show before and multiple times.
Here's what I'm asking you now, because remember, I am saying that he comes on the show. Why hasn't the JFF and Whitmore come together and say, for example, to us as a people, listen, we need, in preparation for the Gold Cup, there's no local football. We are not able to use some of the players that we would love to. So there will be a high reliance on persons from England. Why can't they do something like that? I'm saying that kind of information is important to the Jamaican public.
I understand the point that you're making. Definitely, me understand it. But let me ask. Let me ask tactical manager or Joshua Simmons.
No, tactical manager, you say spy now. You
No,
say
hold on, man. You want to ask him. It no matter who him be. Him on the show, so we are trying to engage him.
what?
Tactical manager, why you answer that question here in the comment section, or Joshua if you're there. Does your coach Berhalter, does he do a lot of interviews on networks, on channels? Tell us. Tactical manager, answer that question. Does your coach Berhalter, does he do a lot of interviews? You see you saw the man answer the question? Come on, people. Because we now see the man in the media that make him media friendly.
And tactical manager, Bobby Reed is not good.
Hey, we don't want to go this right now.
Alex,
we
a
don't
problem with that.
we don't want to go this. So we are asking man them a specific question.
Them still
You
are.
don't see the man answer the question, people.
Yeah, you will see it.
So it should arrest the case, no?
Yeah, man. A misconception say
Even Tata
in
Martin.
general can do him thing, man.
Even Tata Martin and do it, the Mexico coach.
The coaches they not do whole for interview, bro.
I just
Coach,
when
I just the
international
people them.
friend
I
that-
just
when
the people them. Just because, listen, they use this against Tapper and say that's why the JFF not getting sponsors. I just the people.
That
just
is not
people.
true. That ain't true. Me not believe that.
Stop
If you have a marketing manager, the marketing manager should be able to interface with the business community and ensure that he or she persuades the business community so that they can get sponsorship. They have to sell the Reggae Boyz product. You know what I mean? So I mean, no going around that. So the point where we really want to make, if the door for shut on the man them, if them no commit, when should we close the door?
You can't close the door, my brother. You can't. No other international team close the door. Why Jamaicans are so snobbish, brother? Why you want to close the door? Why?
You have to close the door for the one that make up their mind.
No,
You have to close the door for the one that make up their mind.
Watch out, my general.
Gunners, man. Let me ask Gunners, man, a question. Gunners, man. If the last match in the World Cup champion, if the last match, me want to ask the Arsenal man this one.
Hold on. The man did that talk first.
Let me ask the general
Make him finish.
a question, brother. So you're in a corporate world, see? And you have two offer from two big companies, see? Two big companies are offer your jobs, see? Don't you gonna think long and hard which opportunity is best for you and your family, brother? You're gonna rush and make a decision when you're an asset to either company. What are you gonna do in that situation? You're not gonna make the best decision for you and your family.
You're chipping in and sport. You're gonna argue with me.
Yeah, you me I say?
Continue to make we hear so if it come clear.
Yeah, what you say.
Oh,
but you see the youth, me hear what you're saying, but you see the youth with that drive and attack a while ago. The man make a point. We can counteract what you just said. You know, take your nothing to do your passport and put it down. Say if England will call you, you can go so bound and come to Jamaica.
No,
but you wait for it. I'm here, brother. Stop talking about opportunity and this and that.
You don't know the conversation with them and the JFF, brother. You can't only stay on the outside and speculate.
They're not starting a process with them.
No, but
they're not starting a process with.
Why would you start the process with nobody contacting you? You're not gonna feel important.
Hold on. Linking fans of football. Hold on. A lot of players have gotten their Jamaican passport without on their own without any links because they are Jamaican. They are preparing themselves. So if a man getting passport without being contacted, nothing is wrong with that. It has happened.
Gentlemen.
Coach. Understand, coach.
Yes, Devon.
Devon Porter.
Okay. Listen now. I've been listening to the show from it started.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
Mannings, man. I am gonna address Mannings, man point. everything that he comes on and say is absolutely fact. He know what he's talking about. Okay? From the coach talking to players, he knows what he's talking about because the coach is first and foremost the director of the team. And if he picks up the phone and get on a conference call or a Zoom call to Mason Holgate and say, listen, man, we have identified you as a potential candidate to represent Jamaica. Are you interested? Yes or nay? And then he can take it from there. In terms of media and talking to the team, a coach is talking to the team. He's talking to probably 30 people or 24 people. He's not media friendly. When you're talking to the media, you're addressing the media plus 2.8 million people.
And the diaspora.
And the diaspora. So you're probably talking to 6 million people. Okay? He is not somebody who speaks a lot. He's well reserved, as we know. His football speaks for itself. So you have to just give him the benefit of the doubt. What the JFF need to do is to get a media-friendly person to answer all the questions about the team plan, the way how we play, and the next thing again, a formation is not a system.
Those questions need to be answered. Those is it because of we who are so embedded in football why we want to know? Because I don't see other countries. I don't see other countries having forums where they're telling the country what sort of a style of football we play. And
but the media is gonna ask that question.
Yeah, but if it is,
and he has to answer it. Okay.
But Devon, look, if we're playing a game, hold on, Devon. If we're playing a game and they do a press conference, isn't it a case where these questions can be thrown at Whitmore and he would have to answer them in a setting like that, rather than we create a setting to put him on the spot?
Yeah, but they can throw him a question about the system, the way of how the team plays. He does not have to answer it. You know why? He doesn't want to give away the secret of his team. So he does not have to answer questions like those. That's why I like Jose Marino as in a media.
Yeah,
he does not answer questions.
You don't have to answer.
You don't have to answer.
So that's why I'm saying, Devon.
So we can't put Whitmore on the spot. We cannot put him on the spot.
The hardcore football fans, I believe. I think we're trying to what do you call it now? We are trying to extract from the coach what we think we should know. And I don't think that is the case. Tactical manager is here from the US, and the man said his coach Berhalter is not on every media platforms doing interviews.
No, he's not. So you don't need, Kappa does not need to answer any questions to anybody. He does not.
Let me say two things.
What he needs to do.
Oh, sorry.
What he needs to do is he has a philosophy. The team buy into his philosophy, the way how he wants them to play. People take the instruction and carry it out and go and win Jamaica some games and make everybody proud.
All right, let us hear Manning's man. Then I jump to the question that is on the screen, because that one is for you, Devon. You can think about it while Manning's man speaks.
All right, remember, let me say two things. One, Theodore Whitmore is more influential amongst the players than any other one individual within the JFF. I'm going to tell you why. When the wage negotiations were settled, all the players came out and said, when Coach Whitmore spoke to us, that was what came out. I am saying, based on that, he's so influential that that influence need to go across to not all the English players individually, but I'm saying when you identify this one talent like a Mason Holgate, it would add a whole lot if he had that conversation with him. And I'm saying the JFF, secondly, needs to put alongside him a kind of assistance who would take some of the longer interviews. Are we willing to go on to come on a whichever platform, even on your platform? Because Jerome Waite is not going to do it. So there may be information. Maybe we are going to the Gold Cup. I mean, it would be good to hear from the coach of our national team what is his plans for players in Jamaica who possibly could be playing some football. He doesn't have to. All I'm saying is that it would help us to begin to have a greater appreciation for him. Even if he's not the one, he should have someone who works with him who can do that and be a representation of him to the Jamaican people and not just the footballing people. And finally, I was going to say to Arsenal, man, if Philly Sports, if Emil Smith Rowe, after we play the 4th game, says he's ready to play for Jamaica and not England, would you not take him if Whitmore needed an attacking midfielder?
Then again, that's a very good question. But will Whitmore want him? But Devon, back to you. No, hold on. We're not going to give it. No, man, we're not going to make your answer.
One at a time.
I'll make your answer for sport. Hold on. We'll get back to you. So think about your answer carefully before you jump and answer. You understand? No, man. We don't want your answer yet. Hold on. Think about it. You so like man want to ask that question. I so like you want to ask a question. But here what? Devon, that question here is for you. Has Tapa spoken with new players recently? One. Does he speak with any of the players outside recruiters have reached out to in the past few months?
I can't speak for Tapa. If I said yes, he speak to players, I'm lying. But one thing I can tell you, and this is fact, whenever I reached out to any players, before I reach out to a player, I contact the JFF and said, this is my intention. I'm reaching out to this player. Should I not? Before I go ahead. Okay? So any player you see come forth, there is some dialogue between JFF and me and the player.
Whatever important, I have to ask that question still. Right? Last year on TVJ News, the news said JFF came up with the email you say that you have to discontinue from the program, from the recruitment, and they have an agent in England. Did not the TVJ reported that? That's a good question I want to ask you.
That has been resolved, if you want to know, but I not gonna comment any more on it. But it has been resolved.
Okay,
all right.
That's all.
Well said. So Philly Sport, my answer, I am sure sports I know. Unmute the answer. Let me repeat the question. If we are in the 4th game of the qualifiers and Emil Smith Rowe declare that he wants to play for Jamaica categorically, would you object to that?
All right. In the pandemic time right now, I wouldn't. However, given the situation that we're in right now with COVID and everything, that's the only reason why I would assess each case different, but we can't going forward. We cannot afford to do this. To our players, even though the Premier League now play or whatever the case is, but we can't afford to do that. Why we can't have an 18-year-old? Why we can't have an 18-year-old in Killer Art say, look, I want to represent Jamaica at 18, and we are give these players not in the case of Emil Smith rule, but the Antonios of this world, not that I'm against Antonio or anything, but what I'm saying is why we can't go in forward, we can't have a system where we have say, all right, look, if they don't come by 21 or at least 24, we don't need them because they're supposed to be able to give away at least two World Cup cycles. After this World Cup cycle, Mikel Antonio are how much? And if for the benefit of the team, you don't put a bunch of, if you play at a certain level, you will know that you don't put a group of players together and just send them on the field and it work out. No, you need team chemistry. You need games together to get used to each other.
Coach, let me ask Arsenal man a question.
No, hold on, Pogba. Hold on. Iron Sport.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions here. Do you know for sure that Kido said he wants to represent Jamaica?
That's what came out in the public.
That's a hearsay.
Hearsay that.
That's a hearsay. Okay. You see, this is a thing that's happening. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers or bloggers going around saying things that they don't know the fact.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get the fact. You have to get the fact before you put these things out. Okay. No, I'm gonna
agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you for fact sure Kido did say that. You know why he did say that? Why I know he did say that?
No,
do you know why?
No.
Because I was the one he spoke with. I have his number at my fingertip. Okay?
Okay.
I did not release it to anybody. Not because he puts on his social media with his Jamaica flag. People said, yes, he wants to represent Jamaica. You guys have to get the fact right.
I am sure you're listening.
And I'm just going.
I don't know how that come to me because.
Just listen, man. Just listen. Devon, continue.
I might get the names mixed up. Okay, I'm talking to the person who was talking before.
Yeah, man. I feel sport.
Not management.
Yeah, man. I just a banter management a while ago.
Sorry, management. Sorry.
No, man. I'm me a banter, right. Devon.
The next thing again, when you look at World Cup, there are players that's gonna play in the qualifying who, if and when we reach the World Cup, not gonna be in the squad, not gonna be in the team. Because anything can happen. Injuries. A player might come up out of the grassroots that just take you by storm. And the coach say, yes, I want that player. It happens with every team. It happens with every team. You know, US is playing without Bradley and Altidore and all of those guys. Who knows? They might be in the World Cup qualifying team. Because you have a bunch of youngsters who are vibrant, quick, they run well with the ball. But when you meet up on a good team, like if they're supposed to play the Mexicans, who are very organized, you might see the US team and you said, how come this US team beat Jamaica 4-1? But we expect ask Kevian. I told him that we're not gonna win that game, but if we play to our true strength, we can get a result. But I never expect us to come out victorious in that game. But the current crop of players that Whitmore has and is looking at, the pool is gonna be about probably 60 rotation. You cannot go into, especially in a pandemic, without a large pool, where you can pick and choose player who you want, who fits your system, who fits what you're looking for. Okay? I am never more excited with a Jamaica team. I am more excited than 98. Put it that way. Because these are quality players, these are game changers, people who can come in and make a difference. Like Ravel Morrison, but I need him to be actively playing football right now because he is the missing link to our midfield. He can make that team tick. But we need him to be playing some form of football. It's only sad that the season is finishing and he didn't get because of the transfer market, because of certain stipulations. But he will get a club and he will be playing football. What I would urge the JFF to do is that if and when they call a local camp and he does not have a club, they need to make sure he is a part of it, to be training and playing with the local base team and getting some fitness on sharpening up for the games. You know, but that's not my call, that's the JFF call.
Devon, me have to ask you a question, Devon, right? I mean, I got touch back on the situation, right? You said some YouTubers, right? Them have said this. That. So that news, I got it from Twitter. Everybody got that news from Twitter to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, you got it. You got it from a Twitter.
No, from a person from Twitter that they said credible. I'm not calling name. I'm not trying to bicker right here.
Well, guess what? I don't talk from hearsay. If you're gonna tell me that, then you have to call name, because guess what? My Twitter reached out to him. Hold on, my Twitter reached out to him, and it's on Twitter.
No,
with my phone number and my email address, and he in turn give me a email, and we exchange numbers, and then we start talking on the phone.
But the people them need to know that you're the one that giving out information. They don't know that, and
I did not give anybody any information.
Devon, you didn't give nobody the information.
They went on Twitter and saw the message on Twitter. That's not me giving out information. It's there.
Oh.
It's there. It's there live in living color. They did not giving out information. Is that I call Kevian and say, Kevian, this is me.
But we're not talking about Kevian, though, you know.
Key don't want to represent Jamaica. That's giving out information.
I'm not talking about Kevian, though, you know, other credible person.
No. I'm just saying this is how you give out information.
Oh.
It's from me to a source.
But we know you're credible. No, but ask my question. Me question me ask him. Devon,
yeah, coach.
Alright, but talk though. Anyways, I'm not really stressed.
Coach.
Flex wants to make 2 points.
Which one of the coach you're talking about?
Flex Supreme wants to make a point.
Oh yeah, talk to me.
Manners and blessing. Manners and
yeah, man. Welcome to the panel.
What you want to make 2 points about reason and but I agree with him say if rather than find a club by time there he should and them have a respond them he should fit in at the camp there. I agree with that. Alright, so my 2 point is why instead of we are gonna say a lot door on them money, they are forwarding from overseas. Why wouldn't you just give them link them from under 17, under 20, under 23, give them the passports, but them can come represent us. And it's still not blight to them future if them still want to play for the English national team or wheresoever them forwarding from. And if them don't want to represent there, so them can still have a passport where them can represent the national team of Jamaica. Wrong, I'm right, people.
Yeah, but Flex, you have to also remember, many of these players with Jamaican heritage, they would have also been drafted into the U15, U17, U16, U18, U20 of the English team.
But coach, remember this, at youth football level, you can switch sides as many amount of times you want.
I know that, but if you Flex, yes, Devon.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
He's saying some fact about that, but you gotta understand again that when you're 17 and 18 years old, everybody aspires to play for their birth country. But if they know it probably has to do with some form of educating the player to say you are eligible to play for Jamaica as well. So I urge you to get your Jamaican documents, and you have options. So you have dual citizenship, which is not gonna hurt you in the long run that you want to represent England. It will not null and void you at any way. So, but if they know, they might not know that. And what we need to do is try to reach out to the diaspora in England to see if they can put that message out to players who is of Jamaican heritage and wish to represent Jamaica at some point. But I don't know how will they gravitate to that. But that's a good point, because it does not hurt in no way for them to have dual citizenship.
All right,
but I don't know.
All right, Flex. The next point. He said you had 2 points. I keep muting you. Sorry, hold on, Flex. I keep muting you because there's some distortion in the background with your audio. So that's why I keep muting you. Go ahead.
My next point is about earlier when I said the coach need to come and talk and whatever. People remember this, The coaches in many of these major leagues over in Europe, I'm gonna use this as a benchmark for make a point. Most of the time in their contracts and the FAs and the people that run these competitions state that the coaches, which is the managers, should have to do press conferences. Remember Jose Mourinho, I'm my coach, See, me is a Chelsea fan. Them man don't like be with the press more while, but him have to do there. Him don't want to do it, but he's going to be there. Now, in a Jamaica, we don't have a setup like that. So if the man not feel like for the press run, his role is not to sell the team, I understand the logic behind it, but his role is not to sell the team to sponsors and so forth. His role is to help the team to success. See? And every coach I get I gonna be that personality to be out there and in the media, and he's a more reserved type of person. He not really like the spotlight. When he's on the competition stage and after a match and they give him maybe a 5-minute interview and so forth, he will do it. But he not have to do the press runs. So that is my second point. Respect everybody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Some
Coach,
solid
coach,
points there.
I can respond to
And
that.
Yeah, man. Your time now.
and I
All right,
want
let
to chime
me.
in after on something different after you finish. I want to pose a
Okay.
question. I'll give an advocate question and I'm done.
Go ahead, I'm sure.
Okay. I thought, all right. So my thing, and I hear all of that. Remember, I am not saying that this is not. I know Whitmore. The issue is not whether he should be coaching the team. That is not the issue. We all agree that he's the best person to do the job. We all agree that he may not be the person to go out and speak. We cannot compare the Jamaica, because we have put things in its context. The present situation of Jamaica's football is different from England. The English FA has their own media persons. The JFF don't have that. When they have Chelsea TV, Arsenal TV, they hired persons to operate that. The JFF does not do that. I am saying that given what is happening in our football, I think it would help. It would help Whitmore. It would help Whitmore. It would help the JFF if things could be done from that perspective to enhance the football. What am I talking about? I don't want him to go out there and say to people, we play 4-2-3-1 and this. No, but here's the thing. Listen, we are having some difficulties in terms of assembling local players, and so we have some gaps that we are trying to fill. We have been looking at some players, and these are the players that we're looking at. Personally, as a coach, I want to make contact with them, and then you go and make contact with those players and sell them a vision. You understand this? Tell them about your acumen as a footballer. You tell them what your vision is. Tell them that you see Jamaica going to the World Cup. Talk to them. That's a part of the football. It's a part of the football. It is, yeah.
But Mannings, man, we don't know what going behind the scenes. So we don't know if he actually is doing that as well. We are just attack after what we know, so we can see. So you can't that the argument there make a punch a hole in it. So we can't.
You can't punch. No, let me tell you this. So let me respond again, because some of you guys, you don't listen to the whole thing. So I'm not going to really prolong this. I have had conversation because everybody talk about who them have and them talk to. I have had a conversation, and nobody from the coaching perspective of Jamaica football has had a conversation with Mason Holgate, and I'm not speculating. Let me say this. Coach Theodore Whitmore has not called Mason Holgate or had a conference call with Mason Holgate explaining to him his role in the Jamaica football. I am not speculating.
All right. So, may I chime in or jump in with my little question, right? I'm going to take it back from the international scene and use something a little bit more local that perhaps we can relate to. Remember the Leon Bailey situation, its infancy, right? Because what it is, let me give my personal view before I even throw a question out there. It is not coaches with more role to actually play media personality. I don't believe so, right? I constantly hear comparisons with club football versus international football. I don't like that comparison because club football, you have a media room for that reason. Perhaps Whitmore probably give an interview for 5 seconds on the sideline and move on with him life. Any question will catch him at that time, catch him. But in terms of Whitmore's role now, and what more really want to show up, Liam Bailey's situation, there was a big saga about it, right? What was Whitmore's role, or what should have Whitmore's role been in that situation when Liam Bailey was undecided about playing for Jamaica or wanted some reassurances, whether his brother to come along? What did Whitmore have? How should I put it? The obligation to the Jamaican public to say, you know what, I want Liam Bailey on my side, or was it okay for him to just stay on the sideline and be silent about such a situation? Moving it away from international ballers, let's look at somebody who was a little bit more local and Whitmore's role in that.
But doing, let me say I can answer that because from what I understand is that Whitmore was very vocal on the Leon Bailey situation. So I can understand why a person say he has not been in the media. He spoke about wanting Leon Bailey to play for the Reggae Boyz, and he'll welcome him and all that needs the pause that B needs to do to ensure that Leon gets into the team. I've heard conversation of Whitmore wanting to have a Leon Bailey in the team from the whole back and forth with the JFF has been happening.
So if Tapa wants a player, you would say that Tapa will go out and communicate and actually see the player if it is that he is interested as a coach?
Probably that's a question I can't answer, but I know directly about the Leon Bailey one.
Because that drops right back to the whole Mason Holgate situation and others. Does Tapa want these players? Because I'm certain that
I would say that should be part of his job. Because he's the coach, and if he wants a particular player, there is no powers that can tell him that he can't speak to the player.
Devon Porter, so I have to ask you a question now. Does JFF contact and getting his possible document?
Contact who?
Nathan Redman.
I don't know if the JFF speaks with Nathan Redman.
But TVJ came out and said they contact him and he get.
Well, if TVJ comes out and say the TVJ is a credible news agency, that means it's credible.
So somebody saying that it's not credible, then they said they're telling a lie. Then
who said it's not credible?
If
TVJ comes out and says that the JFF spoke to Nathan Redman, they are a credible news source. That means it is credible.
Okay.
I can't help but to notice that comment on the screen.
Link, can you hear that?
Comment there on the screen.
Yeah.
May I hear?
So the comment on the screen is saying that Whitmore actually spoke about Holgate. So you see, sometimes because we don't know, that necessarily doesn't mean it's not happening.
It's not happening. See?
And that's what I've been saying from the onset of this show. Because we don't know, we probably will say that it's not happening when the situation it's not so. So I mean, we have to give him credit.
Who in the JFF actually has a duty to speak to the public? It stands right now. Because clearly there's a lot of football fans across the island and across the diaspora. Who has the responsibility to speak with us?
You probably have to contact the JFF. Just look up their number, call the JFF, and ask them that question. And I'm pretty much sure somebody there will answer that question.
Without speak the question.
He's the one.
Most definitely.
You can't speculate. You can't say that. That's assuming that he's the one. You have
because he's the head of the technical committee. He's not the media person.
There is the Jamaican national team has a very intelligent person as a manager who speaks very well.
Right, Simpson.
You understand? And I mean, utmost respect to him.
And also Earl Bailey, as Michael placed in the comment section, and we all know that he's a press officer. He went to the team. He went to the team.
That's it. So they have credible people.
So my next follow-up question will be, how active do you believe they are? Because we are here, because I've been just listening to the program, right? And I'm hearing a lot of speculations and guesswork. At this stage, shouldn't there be some amount of clarity going out to the fans of football, or are we still in that tender stage where secrecy is required?
Yeah, but at the same time, the JFF owes no obligation to anybody.
See there?
To answer any question publicly. Okay? If they are not asked a question by the media, a reputable news agency. They are not obligated to answer any questions.
So I've been listening to the conversation, and it seems like there seems to be a view, Devon, that the JFF have an obligation to speak to the public, which I find very interesting because I'm not sure any national team where I see that national team representative media relations go out and publicly talk about the team unless they're in an environment where they're going to be in a competition, they want a specific message they want to get out. I think that's going to be unique and unrealistic expectation. For one, I think the JFF has an obligation to go out and talk to the public about all its doings. Why would it want to publicize all it's trying to undertake to put a program together, a team together to compete? That's a little bit strange, actually.
Yeah.
And just Bertram, you're absolutely right. That's why I said they owe nobody no obligation.
I've been saying that from the onset.
To publicly speak on what they're doing. They owe no obligation to anybody.
I think it's because of the hardcore fan base. These persons are hardcore and they want to hear the intricate information that they think that they should know.
But the JFF can't do that.
And they don't have to. Whitmore doesn't have to speak.
But coach, I'm not saying they should be obligated, but don't you think it would be beneficial if they are more media friendly?
How beneficial would it be?
Like, be more media friendly. That people can relate to you, so you can get sponsors.
No, but relating to the public. Relating to the public doesn't
Can somebody
necessarily
turn
mean
off
that you're
their
going to get
there's something going on. I cannot hear.
fun. Somebody mute the mic.
Someone have a fun going, man.
Yeah. All right, I was saying that.
But that's the way when credible people like Devon Porter and the other people on Twitter come in, they have inside a JFF where they can tell us information, right?
Yeah, but Alex,
but at the same
sharing
time, Alex,
information.
I cannot speak for the JFF.
Sharing information with the public does not get them sponsorship. Why we keep saying that? No, man.
Coach. I don't mean to them to share information.
It can't, no, man. If they are speaking with the public in the media, how will that enable them to get
that's not what I mean, coach.
Explain what I mean.
They should be more friendly, like their media, their personal media, not the public media. Like the JFF TV or so, them should have a thing where them come out and put out some videos and you know what I mean? That's what I mean.
You know, I'm a person of question. So I'm gonna ask a question. Which country would you compare it to that as a media friendly country that plays football internationally?
All countries are active on social media, brother.
But the Reggae Boyz are
not
active,
giving out
they're not
information.
putting out information. Whenever there's a game, linking fans to football. Whenever there's a game, the other day there was a game and the thing blew up, the social media thing blew up. And we weren't seeing anything for months because there was no game.
I'm not talking about that I'm not talking about putting out personal information. Like, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, but I'm not answering that. I'm not answering to that either.
But Pogba, what are you saying that they should publicize? Tell me.
Yeah, more of it here.
Like videos about the team and just videos that can catch John public eyes.
Yeah, but okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but about the team hasn't been selected yet. They can't put out video about a team when the team hasn't been selected
I'm
yet.
just giving you an example. They can
when
put
the
out
Gold
other
Cup,
things.
listen, when the Gold Cup comes around and they select the squad, they will put everything out that these are the personnels gonna represent us in the Gold Cup.
So,
and they can talk about players individually, where they're from, what club they play for, and so forth.
So, coach, you're telling me they can't speak with fans on their social media.
All right, let me clear up.
I know that.
All right, let me clear up
obligated, bro.
Some of it for you. You see, because part of the question I asked was a bit rhetorical, right? A lot of information about national teams as someone had rightfully answered, comes out through leak sources,
True.
Like
right?
Devon Portis.
So you don't have to call him or give somebody out an attack, but you have a lot of that's how a lot of these social media pages actually blow up, where it is that we can go to a reliable source. But a lot of time the reliable source that we go to, it's not somebody in the organization itself that will actually quote as saying, right? It's normally someone in and around the team who does have the authority to actually speak freely. I won't say on behalf of the team, but actually speak freely on what they know about what's happening based on their observation. So I wouldn't say it's JFF directly.
Before you go further,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
Do you know what is defamation of character?
No, please explain. No?
Okay. Do you know? Okay. Before you go further, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, be careful. That's all I have to say.
No, but
just
credible though.
Just be careful. Okay? Just be careful. That's all I have to say.
All right, so coach, listen. So my origin. All right, let me say coaches. See that there are many coaches, and I don't want to right, but so my original conversation is one: the door should not be closed, and then number two, I think again because of who Coach Whitmore is, I think he has a lot of influence, and I would love to see him use his influence in helping to convince a Mason Holgate. And all I'm saying is that from what I have heard, he has not yet had a conversation with him. And I believe if he were to have a conversation with him, paint a vision of this.
How credible is your source? How credible is your source?
On
a scale, all right. On a scale of 1 to 10, let me not ask you to tell us who is it, but on a scale of 1 to 10.
10. But I can call you and tell you who I talk to, but I don't want to disclose it in this setting. But
I
just know that
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, man.
It is.
When you say 10, that sounds like the man himself.
That sounds solid.
So what I'm saying is that maybe they plan to, because I know there's a meeting next week, and so maybe there is a plan to. But my thing is that when you have certain important players, like I love what he did with Leon Bailey. When the whole Leon Bailey came up, he got involved in it because people were originally saying that Whitmore did not want Leon Bailey, I don't know if you remember that. And he actually came out and said that is so far from the truth, and how he wanted Leon Bailey and all of that and stuff, and he's a good talent and all of that. I'm not saying that he needs to come and tell all of Jamaica that at this time, but I believe that if he were to do some sort of conversation with certain players, maybe not all of them, I think those players, because of who Whitmore is, he's the coach, he would be better able to convince them, I believe, more so than the president, or say a Dalton Wint, or a Bruce Gaynor, or even a Rudolph Speed. And I respect Rudolph Speed, but I don't know if Mason Holgate knows a Rudolph Speed. I think it would be easier for him to know a Whitmore. And I'm saying that based on that level of influence, it would be good that he identifies some of these players and say, listen, maybe I don't speak to all of them, but this guy, I don't know, I hear all kind of names branded around, so let me just call some names. Maybe a Kyle Walker Peters, like call him and say, listen, man, I am the coach of the national team. I've watched you 10 games, and listen, the system that I play would suit you so well. I see you as a person who could possibly start. Tell him about the other players and show him your record. Say, listen, since I've been in charge of this national team, our ranking has moved up and stuff. I think that kind of conversation with a player could help to sway him from just waiting on England and come and join Jamaica. That's all I'm saying. And if people say that it's not his job, I understand it is not his job. But I play football, right? And sometimes you want to hear people say, I want to hear from the big man. Well, I used to play. are the big man according to many players. Maybe it's a different culture there, but in Jamaica, a lot of youths will say to you, no man, who run the side? That the man them I want to talk to. So yeah, but the door must stay open. Even when we reach the World Cup, door stay open. Can't close it.
I think you're making some good points there, Mannings man. But you are saying that you have, what do you call it now? 10 out of 10 solid proof that it is so. So we have to respect what you say in that regards, but I can't say that it has happened or it hasn't happened because I am unaware of that. So I can't speak on that information. You know
So,
what I mean?
Coach,
Mannings.
this is Bertram.
Yeah, man,
Couple of things, which is listen to the conversation. It seems like there's a perception that there's not a very strategic plan in terms of how we source and engage talent for the national team outside of the Jamaican community, right? So, for example, if one was to think about this, there are a number of players like a Marcus Gale or Robbie Hurl, who has come out much more recently advocating playing for Jamaica, expressing the pride that he felt in playing, expressing how he felt when he went to the World Cup and what it did for him and how he perceived this, right? So there's a number of different avenues you can take in leveraging those individuals who do have access to those players, frankly, especially Robbie, some of the high profile. So if you can't do it individually as a JFF, then you think about what are all the sources you can use to engage those talents and have some of the conversations that we're talking about. Look, we don't have all the inside information, but it doesn't seem to have a very strategic, well thought out plan that's being put in place about how we source the talent, how we engage the talent, and try to bring the talent on board. Look, the coach is part of it. The coach slash manager is part of it. And should go out and source the talent. But is he given the resources? Is he given the autonomy, frankly? Is he the one making a decision about what players come into camp? Or is there somebody else or other people in the organization who makes that decision? And then he makes a decision based on how they're playing, who to select. Do we have that information?
I doubt we have that information. So I mean, it's difficult for us to say that information is out there. But I think Mannings man probably onto something there. But we have Flavor Max, Stevie, and Ian jumping in.
Mannings man. Is he still there?
Yes,
he's here.
Yes, go ahead. I'm still here.
Get in touch with me.
Yeah, man, I can't. Yeah, man.
Just talk to Kevin. Just talk to Kevin and get in touch with me.
So, coach, we can. Yeah, I'll just give a number because I can. I mean, I feel more comfortable letting you know who I talk to than to do it in this forum because I have to still maintain my credibility. You understand me?
That's why I said that. Just link with Kevin and talk to me. All right. Yeah.
So after the show, we can probably link up. We have a few minutes to go. Flavor Max.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Welcome.
Big up the panel. Yeah. Well. Yeah, man. Thanks to admin. Big up everybody on the panel. All right. So first of all, I think Jamaica need all the players, both who not committed as yet and who already committed. First to begin with. And it is also my opinion that I don't think Whitmore, if we're serious about moving forward, I don't think Whitmore is the man. Because in my opinion and based of what I have seen, I don't think Whitmore have done enough for us to say yes, he is definitely the man as when we hear some people say. I don't think he deserves that. He haven't done enough to say yes, he's the man to take us forward and take us to the World Cup. I stand corrected, but I don't think he won us anything up to date. Yes, we probably rank the best we have ever ranked because he win a few games that we're supposed to win anyway. This is Jamaica we're talking about. So that another thing. I heard a guy, I don't know his name. He was talking about marketing of Jamaica, and I hear like some people like uh not agreeing with him. But of course, JFF and the coach Whitmore himself can do a lot more when it comes to marketing and get Jamaica out there. So that a lot of people, if you look at when World Cup time come around, the entire Jamaica watch World Cup with Jamaica involved. All right, so it's not like people are not interested in football. They are interested in football, but what is JFF doing to put football in front of the people? Look at Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey is a superstar, right? He's an international superstar, and he's our player. It have a lot of people at Jamaica don't even know Leon Bailey. That is not good enough. And it have other players. Look at the goalkeeper. Is here on YouTube. I see where he pull out some saves and people talking about him, whatever. I don't see any posts from the JFF about Blake, our national keeper, who is doing well out there, and other players. So they are not doing anything. For example, the West Indies team, cricket was on the down low recently. But I see where the West Indies team use social media as a vehicle to try to encourage cricket and to promote cricket when it comes to young people. And I see people, the West Indies IG people interacting, people talking, the views both on YouTube and Facebook and IG. And I'm not getting that from the JFF. So yes, they can do way better. And yes, Whitmore can help too. That is some of my thoughts.
May I throw in again because you know my little style already. Is it a case that we are not giving JFF the credit that they deserve for the times that they do come in the media? Because I'm a person who sit down and watch football program, right? We might not have the links like some people and solid sources, but there's a lot of time when Mr. the President himself on my TV, me will call in for one program and ask him basically how him get elected based on the voting system. But that aside, some of these questions I see him actually try answer, in terms of sponsorship, right? His response from what I gather is that there are several things in the pipeline. We know it kind of sound like politics, right? But is it a case that we're going off past trust issues and do not believe that while it is that JFF had problems settling the player dispute aside in terms of the development of football, they actually have something in the pipeline. And just as though they can't talk about the sponsorship that they're getting, they can't disclose that either. You're muting, coach.
Doing, say that again. More, you said the last part there again.
Eh?
May I see if you remember. May I see if you remember what you said? Because some people want to know big news, More, you say it again. Look, I can't remember what you said.
I only mature, man.
Birch, I don't see if I don't remember what you said.
But to tell you, I'll make what. I'm going to leave that alone.
So the int was out, and if anybody never get it, well, I'm not going to say nothing on it again. But a good point to make. I've heard them on shows.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Yeah, man. But anyways, let me not talk about it. Daniel, you say you want to speak on a few things. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Evening, everybody. I heard somebody say, just correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody said that Topper is not the person. Am I correct?
Yeah, man. A lot of persons have been saying that.
All right. It doesn't make sense now that we said that now, because look on top now. Them go sack Jose Mourinho before a cup final, and look on them. Could even get Hurricane to take a shot on target. I hear the player them when them come out and speak in negotiations about Topper. They trust him. So it would make sense you get a new man now. We have the Gold Cup and the World Cup coming up right now. So we can't really judge him and say him not do nothing. Because look on the Gold Cup. We go semi-final and we go final couple times. We move up in our ranking. One more than one.
So look, I do think
So
that
what for judge him if we make it to this World Cup or not, right?
True.
No, most time you don't have consensus on who your manager is, right? Like, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Mm-hmm.
I am Arteta fan until yesterday. I am no longer Arteta fan.
Bertram.
My book
You
is
should switch from Arsenal to Bertram.
I was on a YouTube. We do a channel on Arsenal 101, and I lost it. They can tell you I lost it because there is the decisions made. You watch the person the whole season. You have questions.
Please,
sir,
I'm an Arsenal man. I don't want to go through this again. Please don't just come out.
No, I'm making a point. I'm making a point.
Please,
at some point, at some point,
them, man.
at some point,
oh, come on,
you're gonna cry.
No, it's not even crying. It's just that you watch people make decisions. You're wondering, what are you thinking? It makes no sense. Now with Tapa, I think the gentleman that came on is right. That ship has sailed. Not about Jose and what happened to Marino. The ship has sailed in terms of the JFF seem to have made a decision with a cost constraint and/or confidence in Tapa that he's going to be the coach/manager for the team. Let's just be supportive of him. At some point, if the outcome is not what it's supposed to be expect, then you can voice your concern even during the process. If you think, because we all are coaches in our own minds, whether we are or not, we all think we know best for the team. We all pick our 11, which is never a consensus. So you're never going to have agreement across the board about who should play. Because when our Arsenal team gets picked, me and my colleagues don't necessarily have the same view on who should be in the team. Maybe 9 of the players, but not 11, right? So that's going to be the case. But give them a chance to succeed. I'm not going to say to fail, because I think with this team, I know what show of fail entails. Give them a chance to succeed.
Coach, one thing, them boss. One thing that, coach, the Tapa detractors. What are the expectations of Tapa? I don't understand. What do you expect Tapa to do?
I think Tapa's challenge to me is this, which is he's not the best communicator. Let's be frank about that, right? So you could be a great coach and you don't present yourself well to the media. Mikel Arteta is a great communicator with the media, but he's an awful manager. Let's be frank. So some people have that image, which they have put together.
And Bertram,
go ahead.
Bertram, I would say to those people who doesn't think that Tapa to who cares?
Yeah.
He is doing a wonderful job with the team. He is our coach, and he will be our coach taking us into the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifying. Let's rally around him and plead to the JFF to give him some support so we can get to where we want to be.
Yeah, I still can't understand the reason why so many people calling for Tapa. Every time I try to wonder why. I can't understand.
Because we're Chelsea fans.
What are the expectations, bro? What are you guys expecting from it? To win the Gold Cup or to qualify for the World Cup? Which is it? What are the expectations?
You can deliver.
Pardon?
Which one of the two expectations should Tapa be deliver? Which one of them you think will hold him accountable for?
Well,
it's kind of rhetorical.
Brother, what's on brother? Tapa not have the resources like other coaches. Him start on a bad foot already. Him not have the resources like the other coaches. They might compete with, brother. So we can't hold him in the same regard as those coaches with maximum resources. We self not trust JFF. None of them put on a mortgage upon JFF.
Frankly, the Gold Cup, I don't care about the Gold Cup. If we reach a semi-final, that's a bonus to us. But we are concentrating on getting to the World Cup. Because what's going to happen, as I said, the Gold Cup is going to be a mock exam for the World Cup. The team is just going to be getting some chemistry, some playing time together to gel to get into the World Cup qualifying. So if we reach the last 4 and then we get knocked out, it's nothing to me. We can't even base him off that because you get to the last 4.
If you get knocked out in the first round, would your views be the same, Mr. Porter? I want to ask you that. If you get knocked out in the first round,
we won't get knocked out in the first round.
You see the confidence? That's the reason.
Hold on. You know why? listen, we won't get knocked out in the first round. For the past 4 Gold Cups, look at the trend for the past 4 Gold Cups.
That's the basis of my question.
Okay, so we won't get knocked out.
If it is that he fails to pass that, as you put it, won't get knocked out round, would he be held accountable at that stage?
And I still wouldn't, and I still, if I was the head man of the JFF, I wouldn't fire him then, neither. I wouldn't.
You see,
I would give him the added tool. I've given the added tool because still you have August and part of September to get the team prepared for the World Cup.
This is my last part on it. I'm a Tapper fan, but I believe if it is that he fails to pass that, won't get knocked out round, that's where him 9 life would have cut short.
But some
and
people
and who you gonna hire? Tell me now. Who are you gonna hire in such a short space to get a team ready? For the World Cup.
He's running the forum.
I would rather bring back Carl Brown.
Somebody say rerun the forum.
Bertram.
You have a coach here. See, like everybody wants just, all
I think
here's the biggest concern I hear, guys. Here's the biggest concern I hear, which is Devon, this is the biggest concern I'm hearing, which is, do we have the commitment from the players we want to pursue to be in the team? Suppose we want to pursue, meaning the people in collect generally, and even on the JFF. When can that be solidified? So at least Whitmore would know he has a core group of players that he can select from. Maybe others may trickle in, but that at a minimum has to be before the Gold Cup, where you have people, and the commitment should be worked on real hard between now and then, getting passports, getting citizenship, whatever you need to say, yes, you can play for the country. Give Whitmore the opportunity to work with these players, get to know them, they understand his style, they understand how he communicates and how he engages them, and build camaraderie amongst the squad. But you need that commitment as quickly as possible from as many players as possible you want to bring into the squad. As you said, it's going to be a big squad to choose from. You're probably going to narrow it down to 30 at some point, with potential to bring more people in as the competition progresses. But he does need the players that he wants to pursue to be committed. And the question is, Devon, do you have an insight into, do we have any perspective as to when that could materialize?
I think from what I know, I think the JFF is at a point right now that the players they're talking to and players who are committed to the cause, they're at a point where they can make a decision, and I think everything is fine on that basis.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're working very, very hard.
Because I haven't seen this level of excitement in the last 20 years, frankly.
True.
As it relates to the potential team we can put together to compete. Forget about the Gold Cup. You're not getting no gold to play in the Gold Cup. Who cares? We're trying to get to the big dance. And the big dance is next year in Qatar. So at the end of the day, that's the objective.
I'm gonna say something. I spoke to a gentleman who is an agent who is of Jamaican parentage in England. Somebody who I go through a lot. And he mentioned something to me. He says, I am very, very excited about this Jamaica team going forward. And I'm not gonna say nothing else. That's what he said to me.
Well, if they got the players that they're pursuing, they potentially have a good team, not just to go there and make up the number, but to actually compete, right? If you can get all the players, and look, more better players will come when you qualify. Even then, you get more players when you qualify because they want to be part of the big dance.
They want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Remember when Michael Antonio switch? I don't know if you guys saw when Rush did something on Jamaica. They did a media piece on Jamaica.
Know about it now?
Yo, see Ivan Tony in the comments I say he not play with Jamaica.
I trick them out, trick them, man. Nothing no go someone.
Me know man.
You have a few persons on the chat there, you know. They are doing a lot of memes and trying to do a lot of things to get on. So I know who they are, man. But
Well, I mean, look, if Ivan Toney decided not to play for us, I mean, you can't really blame Ivan Toney, right? He did great at Peterborough. He's doing great at Brentford. He's probably going to make it to the Premier League next year. He has a chance to play for England. It's not ridiculous to think so. So if he says, no, I don't want to come, we move on. At the end of the world.
And
Absolutely.
To throw in the ring, we have persons who want to play for Jamaica. Don't forget that, you know. But it is that we're talking about persons who Jamaica want to come to us. Remember that we still have persons out there who wants to actually just come in freely. So if one person says no to the program, I do believe that there are others out there. It's just that we are seeking the best at this moment in time.
Yeah, coach. Let me just say this. I think in June there should be from what I understand there's supposed to be 2 to 3 friendlies, right? In June over on the Asian side of the world, and I think that will give us a kind of a good indication of what the composition of the team will be for the Gold Cup if those friendlies actually come through. And I think from there we can have some of these, because the truth is I can understand a player who can represent England wanting to wait, but I think once Southgate names his squad and some players are not in it, I think they're going to come to the reality or the realization that they are not going to play for England, and they could still make that trip in June before the Gold Cup, and then Whitmore will have them to bring to the Gold Cup to kind of prepare the team for the World Cup. So if that is the case, I would do with us. I don't want to say failing, but not even going to the semi-final if it will better, because he could say, you know what, I want to find my best 11 in the Gold Cup for the World Cup campaign. And if that is what he goes in there with, I am okay with that. What I don't want is that he progresses in the Gold Cup, and then when we get to the World Cup qualifiers, I see the heap of chopping and changing. I would not want to see that. So I am willing to give him the Gold Cup to fail if he's going to, at the end of it, have a good enough squad to bring us into the World Cup.
And I want to respond to that quickly. You know why I believe that this time it's going to be a little bit different? Because technically with the chopping and changing, right? What going on is that him keep get new faces late. Kind of at an early stage still, you know, even though we know so World Cup qualifiers on the corner. The squad we have at hand now in terms of committed and borderline committed, by the time World Cup qualifiers will come around and for actually play a match, it will be solid enough, not require a lot of changes at that time. So any changes we're going to make going into the World Cup, probably a 1 and 2 border, just like we happened to, Star Blacker. Never to make it to the 90 yet. But at that time, we just believe so like just a 1 and 2 change. Right now, we're going to have something solid enough where we can actually rework our system, because as we kind of showing, right, him actually build back a squad that now going to need chopping and changing too much when it comes to that moment. No matter how big you are, well, I'm not going to say no matter how big you are. You have to be a limited amount of big baller who are coming at the last point. You have to really reach a certain rank to walk back in a Jamaica side based on the talent pool what we have right now as it stands. That's my little piece on it.
Yeah, man. All right, order details. I see a jump on. What do you want to share about? What's happening?
I just want good night everybody on the panel and good night people and the viewers. I just want to be a little more critical in terms of expectations. In terms of players that are gonna come later on into the picture. I just don't feel like we have a national program or a development program which is addressing the gaps in the squad. And I said it earlier in the comments that I'm realizing more and more, we mentioned more footballers, that we just don't have a good spine. We don't have a good we don't have good deep line playmakers or good central midfielders at hand. We have a lot of attack, but we don't have. It's like it's a situation where it's a lady, and the lady have a good face, have some nice, a nice bosom, but it don't have no back and it don't have no legs.
No
And it's that
personality.
no personality behind it. So I'm looking at Jamaica and I'm hearing in the responses that we should put the blame at Tapa. But I think a lot of this blame is to be placed at not just this JFF president, but the administrations as they come and they go. I think development has not been the focus. And that is why I can say now that we don't have a lot of playmakers in the squad or central defensive midfielders or people who are of the same level of talent. It's kind of like we have an imbalance. So we have great attacking talent, even if we incorporate Antonio or Redmond or whomever, Ivan Tony. We just don't have the same balance in defense, locally or even in the Premier League. And that's really my 2 points that I wanted to really contribute.
And those are accepted, very solid points, those are the details. And I think one of the reasons why we are in this predicament, wanting of a better word, is as a result of the lack of development in our football. So that's why we are in this spot where we do a lot for.
And coach, I can ask a question. When you look at development of a player, a young player from age 10 to 16, is it the case that it's to be done in the high school systems, considering we don't have an academy set up alongside the Red Stripe Premier League clubs playing under 10 or under 14 football?
I missed it somewhere along the line. Could you start over?
All right, so look at, say we have a footballer who is 10 years old now who wants to make it to the national team. Is it expected that his development is going to be happening in his high school football program, whether it's Manning Cup or the Costa Cup?
It shouldn't be, but I mean, many persons believe that that's where it happens, but it shouldn't be. Development should start way before that.
You see, coach, I used to go to my alma mater is Monroe College, and if you look at the Costa Cup championships, Monroe College won back-to-back numerous Da Costa Cup championship in the 60s and probably 70s. But if you look at the numbers, really, there was probably a quarter of the sides that are playing now in the B Cup. So as the game expanded and the talent pool expanded, we fell further behind. And that was because other places started to develop players to outperform us. But one point I want to make about the Costa Cup and Manning Cup, when I look at the European model for football, I realize we're lacking because our development happens in the Manning Cup and JFF.
Which is the latter part of their developmental stage.
And even in the high, primary and prep school, when I compare Europe's model, everyone's supposed to know that Lionel Messi went to Barcelona at age 8. And from 8 to when he burst on the scene at 17, all of his development was done inside the club. So he wasn't playing high school football. And that's one of the fundamental things I think is wrong when we talk about development. That the clubs in Europe develop young talent. 14, we talk about some Jamaicans that are signed to Manchester United at 14, 15. It would be far-fetched for us to imagine that young man is going to come back and play for KC in a Manning Cup. You understand where we're going here? In terms of
you want to come back to KC.
There's a couple of things. The analogy is the analogy doesn't really work well. Here's why. So you think about this, which is resources allow you to make certain decisions, develop programs, whatever you want to call it. So think about it this way. In the 50s, 60s, 70s, even early 80s, West Indies cricket dominated just based on pure talent. But after a while, money became a key determinant in terms of how well you do, putting in programs, infrastructure, standard. And you know what happened? Australia, India, to a lesser extent New Zealand and England, became very, very good because the BCCI is full of money for India, similar for the boards in England. They have the resources to put the structure in place, be supported by their government to do really well. Poor countries, normally, that's why Jamaica do well in athletics. If it's pure individual talent, yes, you can succeed.
Well
with
said.
some programs here and there. But when you're talking about holistic program for football, the feeder system for football in Jamaica is the high schools, primary schools to high schools to the Premier League, and to maybe even transition overseas to play professionally. But frankly, it's much more difficult to do with clubs, with academies that need money, sponsorship, infrastructure. It doesn't work that way. So when we're critiquing these organizations, we got to realize that Jamaica is a poor country, generally speaking. You have rich people there, but it's generally a poor country. And poor countries are very, very difficult to put together these comprehensive, well thought out structured programs, which takes money to make them sustainable.
And
so
I
go ahead.
I don't disagree with you one bit. Sorry for jumping. So you see me? Because Feed Man have one song where he says about living in the past. You see me, I'm gonna leave out the rest of the verse here. Because what go on is it a case that we kind of live in the past and not give credit to what the development that's actually taking place in front of our very eyes, right? Because look on we are talking about a JFF intervene, right? I'm gonna say he's a fan of football, so more time and tune into different programs. Them look at something there. I feel one, we're not gonna limit it to Craig Butler program. But film program actually I excel as a little individual, I build and I develop players, both holistically on a team level and on an individual level. I'm not talking a big man, I'm talking young players for the future. Outside of using Craig Butler's system, right? We recently get Mount Pleasant who are going to do them look at team in the country. And from my understanding, and the manager is limited to Premier League. The manager look at juvenile them as well. And outside of that, right, I'm sitting and watch some programs. I'm see some big ball. I think Omar Daly, I don't really want to quote him wrong, quote the name wrong. Because we have Omar and Kemar Daly. But anyway, he also talk about him developing a little program, but I think in a Clarendon as well, because he have him little thing over the US. And he want to say, yo, he might prefer have a little intertwined in league with the programs them that out there. It's a case that we kind of living in the past somewhat and now see the development that's actually happening in front of our very eyes. It might be a little chaka, but is it actually moving? Are we actually seeing progress and not giving credit to it? That's the real question.
No one said they're not one-off situations that are occurring, and they've been occurring for years. But you're talking something much more comprehensive. So my question about poverty replies to everything. So think about this. Life and death situation with vaccines. Israel is 80% vaccinated. The US, 40%. The UK, even more. The countries with the resources and the money, when it comes to even life itself, we're forging ahead. Money help. If you go to the Middle East, where they have abundance of money because of oil, a similar concept. So money allows you to make decisions. We're not saying that people at Butler, who frankly went overseas, frankly, he's an agent, didn't get the know-how to come back and try to run something, which is going to be profitable in some respect. We can get players from his program to migrate overseas, and he gets his agent fee. But at the end of the day, we're not saying there's not one-off programs occurring. We're talking about a comprehensive thing, which if you go to Mexico, for example, anywhere you go to Mexico, you feel they have a structured program in place, even though Mexico is not the richest country, but there are 100 and something million people. They can put it in place to help them run what they're trying to do, which is their soccer-loving.
And that's where I'm coming from. I want to come in from the fact that I don't think money can fix the problems of discipline. When I look at Europe, I see a lot of countries that play in the Europa League that come from poor situations. I look at the FA Cup and I see teams from the third tier of English football where people are working part-time. So I, for one, just believe that what is lacking is a discipline in the administration to actually, I wouldn't say demand, but work with the clubs to have more youth development going on. Because I look at Rashford, and I remember when Rashford started his first game for Manchester United at 18, just turned 18. And I said to myself, the JFF and the Jamaica football setup or the program, whether in high schools or in the Premier League, is not set up in such a way to produce a 15-year-old or a 18-year-old that is capable of starting for Manchester United. It has to be a private setup. It has to be a Mount Pleasant, like you're mentioning, or otherwise. And I think that's a fundamental thing that we need to change. We need to change our when we expect players to really appear on the scene. And that's one thing that I really would have loved to see going forward for us. We need more 18 and 19-year-olds breaking through instead of just waiting and waiting and wasting. But in terms of the defensive midfielder point, I'd like to ask the panel though, what's the solution for a defensive midfielder going forward? Because if one thing I knew is great teams are built off a spine. And a good defensive midfielder, a ball carrier, a man to hold up the ball, whichever way you want to describe him, holding midfielder, is something that I just say lacking from all of these brilliant players that we're mentioning, even from the British talent that we're mentioning, that could possibly play from us. The fact that we're really missing a defensive midfielder.
You know, I'm going to respond to that.
Yes, please.
He's a City fan. You know, we took bad in the transfer market for the longest while. Find a defensive midfield. So one position there.
I'm a Gunners fan, and we've been searching for a replacement for Santi Cazorla since.
But when I get party, no party now keep. That's the reason.
So why you feel like Jamaica are going to find?
But you see, coach.
Coach,
now that we get Thomas Partey, one thing is been showing up in Arsenal is the quality of the two centre backs that he's paired with. So you see, with football, I realize great teams are built at two centre-back pairings and a good game. I saw that with the invincible Arsenal team. We're probably the best DM in the entire league and the world at that time playing for Arsenal. And he went on to win with France with Zidane. So and Kante is exactly the type of... Kante and Casemiro.
I thought we agreed no more Arsenal conversation tonight. We have had.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, gentlemen. A defensive midfielder.
Yes, please.
It's a specialist position. There hardly anybody in the world that you can find to be a true defensive midfielder, like a Makalele and Michael Essien and those guys. Those guys are gone. You have to literally build one.
Kante is one such person currently. Casemiro at Real Madrid.
But that's a problem. That's a
Hold on,
problem.
I'm gonna say something to you. Calvin Phillips.
Oh yeah.
Was not a defensive midfielder. He plays attacking midfield for Leeds. And when Bielsa saw him and he couldn't find a defensive midfielder, he has a conversation with him and said, listen, this is where I want you to play. And I will help you through it. And right now, he's a starting defensive midfielder for England. Jamaica have so much talent. We can make one. We can build one. Somebody who will listen to Tapper and Tapper tell him, said, this is what I want you to do for me into the team. And once he can do that, he will be stable in the team and Jamaica will have a good defensive midfielder. He can build one.
Me want to see that build.
That's where I'm at, Bertram. That is exactly where I'm at. Let me tell you something, people on the panel. I rate Zidane as the best player to ever play football. I don't rate Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo more than.
You were doing so well.
Let me explain why. Let me explain why.
Go ahead.
Let me explain why. Because from midfield.
Are the details at all?
Yeah, man. Are the details at all?
Okay, cool.
Let me explain why. From midfield, he was able to dictate a gameplay that put, at the time, the best players at Brazil, which are the best players in the world, basically, he converted them irrelevant in that World Cup, and he went on to do it a second time. But the point I'm making here is that both of those instances, he had a world-class spine. When France won the last World Cup, they had a world-class spine. Kante is a world-class defensive midfielder. I'll put it that he's probably the best defensive midfielder on the planet. And we saw that with him moving from Leicester to Chelsea and winning leads back-to-back. So my thing is, when I look at Jamaica and I see the choices that we've played in defensive midfield, I've seen Hector playing in defensive midfield for Jamaica.
Our favorite player, by the way.
And I can say that Hector has left Jamaica side one thing. Anytime he plays in defensive midfield. Maybe as a defender is a different story, but as a defensive midfielder, it's worrisome. So when the panelists said that we can convert one, I hope it's not Rafael Morrison hoping to convert to a defensive midfielder.
No,
I just want to know
that.
who is some of the candidates that we could be looking forward to be that.
Look, it's the most
Cup.
difficult position on the field to fill. Last World Cup, we had Cargill there. I wasn't a big Cargill fan, frankly. I thought he played like how Edna played for us, sideways. But he was what Simone selected. He was safe. And so you need somebody safe playing there, because when you lose the ball there, it's your defense that got to sit, bail you out. But it's hard to find someone that has both the ability to defend and also to play forward, to take the ball, move the ball forward. Calvin Phillips, as Devin alluded to, is a really good one because he can make a 40-yard pass in the dime. So forget about playing short passes or being able to play with a lot of energy and play both ways. He has the capability to do more than what you even expect from a defensive midfielder. It's a hard position to fill.
So let me put a shot out, throw a little curveball out there, right? Currently, Jamaica, you say, is overstocked with central defensive centre-back option, defensive midfield options, right? And I heard one of the Reggae Boyz, if my ears never give me a lie, said he's more than willing to play in that position, and he's actually young and have more than just this World Cup upcoming, but a future World Cups. If it is that we're thinking long term, would that particular Reggae Boy, seeing that he's young and already an established member of the squad, be trained and converted into that midfield position for Jamaica?
True, yeah.
I agree in developing talent, but we're not taking any risk between now and next November. I'm sorry. This is short-term thinking.
That's the reason why I throw the age out there, because let's forward think, right? In my early 20s, if you know who me talk, right? World Cup qualifiers done, etc. We'll pass the stage there. We have international Nations League and them something there. From the records when we check for him, the brother, I just one match him really miss and an USA thing recently. Right? If he's so willing to play even a little Bush League games then, can we try build him in that particular position after the World Cup?
A question coming in. Sorry to jump in on a question coming in. Everybody, Jerry Miller is saying we all know that a conventional D-mid does for a team, is a specialist player that does a lot of work. But he's asking the question, is it that we have to play one in the team? I would say based on top of more formation that he normally use, then I'll say yes. If I may answer and say, do we have to play one? I would say again, no.
I think the more attacking talent you have in the field, the more you need one. The more attacking talent you have, the more you need one.
I will tell you that it's hard to ever find a team that wins a trophy, whether FA Cup, whether championship, without somebody standing in front of the centre backs.
I'm going to find one for you. Real Madrid 2014 champions.
Somebody has to stand in front of the centre backs.
Real Madrid 2014 Champions League never have a centre defensive midfield.
Casemiro played in the game 2014.
That's why I'm going to throw it out there, check it. Because I just say them never have one. Check out who start.
I will check it and return to the panel.
Jamaica, we are doing Real Madrid still.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, and back to my point where I was saying I am not confident that Tapa is the man. It's like, for example, like this, the question was asked, do we think we must use a defensive midfield? And I would say no, but am I confident that Tapa is a tactician or a man who can work around that? My answer is no. And that's why I am confident in him.
No,
He's
why
yet
are you
to.
not confident? Why not confident?
I am not confident because we haven't had a defensive midfielder for a while, and I'm yet to see him work a system as coach say based on how he play. We need one, so I've yet to see him play a formation where we don't need one. So I'm not confident, and he has been coaching the team a while now.
So let's use the
And
word
a question
center
that I want to
midfielder versus
ask.
defensive midfielder. Everybody plays both ways in total football nowadays. And I'm not sure why we're saying.
I wouldn't say so because that's the reason why it comes to the specialized position. Them say is a specialist player because it's not just a regular center midfielder.
No. Guys, Conte plays both ways.
Because
Partey plays both ways. No.
Because of a particular coach move him
Apart
up in
from
the team.
Casemiro, name me a lot of players who don't play both ways. They play both ways. They play both. Most of them play both ways.
Well, are you saying
Fred
that?
and McManaman, who play for Manchester United, because they've used two, they play both ways.
But gentlemen, when we look at the top teams over the years, have we seen those top teams playing without a CDM? I'm throwing back that question back at Jeremy.
Very few.
And to respond to the panelists who spoke about 2014 Real Madrid, Sami Khedira was a defensive midfielder with Lucas from Brazil also. So they had one in the squad and played him throughout the season.
So that's the reason why I went back to the specialized position because Khedira, right, was more in the central midfield role. Because if it is a look on it, right, we could have said Ravel Morrison or Daniel Johnson Italy can fill that role because when I do some look back on it and where it is, I'm say how many times a particular player, I'm forgetting the source, I can't remember, play in a particular position, right? And see we're quite a bit, well, I'm gonna say quite a bit. A few that I checked on, see like them rotate in those positions once or twice throughout them career, right? So it's not a case that I don't believe that other people can play it. But I think what we are actually looking for is how we have an elite and an elite backline of somebody who can match that standard, who actually train for it. And yeah, as I said, can tackle and pass. Simple as that. The two of them.
Can I ask a simple question?
Yeah,
because I heard Bertram said something. What's the difference between a center midfielder and a defensive midfielder?
Disrupting play. Disrupting opposition's play through the middle.
And guess what? I'm gonna say one word. Discipline.
Perfectly.
Discipline. That's the only difference. Discipline.
Yeah, man.
You play after instruction from your coach, and you're disciplined enough to sit in front of the back four. Don't run all over the place, and stay centrally. Break up the plays, distribute the ball, and you can give that instruction to any center midfielder who has discipline. And it will work. And this is the reason why I said you create one, you make one.
I think it's a little bit more than that, though.
The talent pool, just the thing that I would want to say is it's very interesting why we don't have a large talent pool of defensive midfielders.
Because they're rare, they're hard to find all over the world.
I would say that in countries with developed systems for football, they aren't.
And this is the why Calvin Phillips got into the England team and become a staple in the English team, because they never have that player.
You're very right about that because that's their weak spot, surprisingly.
That's their weak spot. They never
That is
have
England's
that player.
weak spot.
He can break. Listen, he can break up those play, and he can play a 40, 50, 60 yards on anybody. And this is the reason why he becomes a staple in the team.
Never lost out to that one.
Listen. We lost out big time on him.
That's right. Now, I think if anybody can send the word out that for Qatar 2022, if you're looking to get us starting in the JFF side, just convert right now for as a defensive midfielder and your game is sure.
It's like a pickup team.
Well, if it's Hector game, you're looking to take away no Bertram. Bertram, if it's Hector game, you're looking to take away.
Don't worry about Hector's game.
A very high bar set for you.
Gentlemen,
gonna be a monsieur.
Gentlemen, don't worry. We have a defensive midfielder. And he's gonna surprise a lot of people. And I'm not gonna call any name. And he has played. He has played at the highest level, including the Champions League. Not gonna say anything else.
All right.
He has played at the highest level, including the Champions League.
Including the Champions League.
And he qualified to play for Jamaica.
Yeah, well, as
a matter of fact, his documents was sent in last week.
That's what I was just about to ask you.
So let's think about this. And we got to do the deductive reasoning. What country is he from? Can you say that much? I'm going to assume it's England. I'm not assuming it's England. He has to play in Holland someplace. It can't be England.
He's from the diaspora.
Devon.
Yes.
I want you to repeat that bombshell a while ago.
Which Champions League? Which Champions League are you talking about? Which Champions League are you talking about?
It come like a flavor some people
I tell you something. I'm gonna tell you one team he plays against in the Champions League, Barcelona.
He plays against Barcelona in the Champions League, and he plays.
Kevin, don't say anything. Behave yourself.
This current year, 2021.
No, not this year.
So not this Champions League, previous years.
And he also plays in the Premier League for 2 teams.
Currently? He plays in Premier League currently?
No.
We don't want an old man in that.
and guess what? And guess what? He's not even 28 years old.
A player who played twice in the Premier League, plays in the Champions League. There's only a few British teams playing in the Champions League, so
he did not play twice. He played more than 2 games in the.
No, I'm just saying. Did he play for English Premier League team when he played against Barcelona?
Yes.
He started, or did he come on?
He started.
Against Barcelona, and he played for English Premier League. Okay.
Let us leave the guessing game aside and just say.
Did he play for Chelsea?
I'm leaving.
Did he play for Chelsea?
No, he did not.
No, it can't be Chelsea. You have SCN, you have Georgina.
I'll never walk alone.
Not Chelsea. He played for Man United. Liverpool played in the Champions League 2 years ago. I can't recall. Wait, Liverpool.
You know, so we close him.
He comment section and listen more than one of the panel.
We find out this war in the coach. We have an eye too. We can see this is what is suggested. Yes. But the question I want to ask though, we are expecting that he should perform better than Hector against the US in our last game.
If you said if
he is expected to perform better than Hector did in our last game.
He plays at the highest level, including a Champions League game
in the position.
In the position.
So he's not a makeshift player.
He's not a makeshift player.
Liverpool.
Okay. against the likes of the Lionel Messi.
I cannot believe someone asked a question about Hector and his playing. I mean,
they are Liverpool.
You're gonna start me up with Hector.
Hey, people, Bertram doesn't like to hear about Arsenal woes right now, and he does not like to hear about Michael.
No, we don't want to talk about Hector. He's a nice guy.
I want to ask a question.
Hector, my baller.
Yeah, man, ask a question.
I want to ask a question. By the way, I'm an Arsenal fan. Let me get that out of the way. If obviously based on how the panel sound, right? We sound like we're confident, very confident that we'll qualify for the World Cup. Is it that we're confident as a result of the nucleus of English-based players that are well committed to play for us, are interested in playing for us, or is it that we believe in our coach and the program? In other words, let's say the English players weren't committed. The players that we have now, would we be this confident that we would qualify for the World Cup?
Can I answer that?
Yes, man. I want everybody answer.
I'm confident that the coach will do a good job and guide the team and try to get us into the World Cup. I am confident of the core of the team and the missing pieces of the puzzle that's coming in to build a good unit to take us to the next threshold.
I agree, Mr. Porter. I believe in both the coach and the team. I believe in both. I agree.
What if we didn't have the English-based players coming in?
It would be a bit more difficult. Obviously, because the English-based players.
We have good talent, and it would be a little bit more difficult. But you gotta understand, professionalism take you far away. 98, when René Simons brought in the English-based player, they bring a sense of professionalism with the team, and the team, everybody gravitate on it. The local base player gravitate to those players, and they believe, and this is what make us history. And I think the same thing here, and not our core base players, local bred players that are playing overseas, are playing in professional environment. They are not only local base playing. They have been around the world and plays in a lot of professional teams system. Look at Kemal Lawrence, for instance. He went to Red Bulls. I saw him play against Canada when he scored that goal against Canada, the free kick. And I said to him after the game, you won't be playing in Jamaica long. 2 weeks after, he was at Red Bulls. He's at Anderlecht right now. You're telling me that he does not have quality. If he didn't have the quality, he wouldn't be wearing the captain's armband at Anderlecht for a player just going to the team when the captain was injured. So you can see the amount of confidence and trust that Vincent Kompany puts into him. And this is one of our senior players, 60-something games for Jamaica. So we are excited about the core base players and the new players that are coming in to form a good puzzle.
We're not
I've been listening. I've been listening for a while. I've been listening for a while, but let me say this. In comparison to the 98 campaign, I agree with Mr. Porter. There is a whole lot more professionalism with the players. And this is where, like, I want Whitmore to be the coach, but I believe the JFF need to strengthen him some more. And what do I mean by that? We have all of these players, and I know he has his license, but who is a person who is the physical trainer for the Jamaica football team right now. The last trip we went on, the person that actually ended up going on the trip was a person who was at Mount Pleasant Football Club from England who kind of traveled. I think those are the areas that we need to work on in terms of the team. It's not I don't think it's a problem with the individual players and their talent. I also think that and I sense that there is there's not a connection between the president, the technical director, and Whitmore, and whomever the captain of the team is. That it would appear to me like the technical director and the president are on one page, and Whitmore and the players, the senior players, are on a different page. And I remember I said this when the wage negotiation was going through. A lot of the issue around the wage negotiation wasn't about the money. It was about respect and feeling respected. Signing a deal for money does not resolve those issues. One of the players came out and they said, when the people in the federation turn up at the training ground, the entire vibe around the training dies immediately. Signing paper, Leon Bailey said it more than a year ago. If we don't qualify, it is the GFF fault. Those issues have not been resolved.
True.
Again, let's go back to the last trip. When the English players came, the sentiment was if these guys performed incredibly well, the possibility existed at that point that a lot of the players who did not sign would not even be needed, right? So those things are still there. And I think that is where I'm thinking that Whitmore has the most influence to get all parties together. And he needs to play a pivotal role because it's part of his legacy. We can't pretend like everything's smooth. It is not. You think Bowser and Bailey and these guys respect the Alta now because the paper signed?
Can I ask
you think they respect Bruce Gaynor now?
One question on the point you make with Whitmore, right? If it was an international coach, would we still hold him to the same standard that we're holding Whitmore to solve that JFF battle?
All right. I can only tell you my issue. So I'm going to let me respond. So I will respond to that. I held Unai Emery responsible for the problems with the Arsenal players off the pitch when Arsenal was falling apart. I held him responsible, right? He's not solely responsible, but he's a part. He's a part of the. I am saying, Joe Whitmore is not responsible for what has happened. He plays a pivotal role in the solution because remember the players said.
What you're saying is that he should be a mediator between the players and the federation. That's exactly what you're saying.
Because he's exactly because he's the most credible.
Coach should be a mediator, no matter who that coach is.
Yeah.
May I say something?
Exactly,
May I say something?
He's watch this. No, let me just say this and then I'll finish. Let me just say this and I'll finish. Because Whitmore, remember what I'm saying is that regardless of what we think, the JFF either they cannot or they don't want to fire Whitmore. But he has been there with all that people are saying. And the players, the players said, and the players then said this. The players then said, when we spoke to Coach Whitmore, we signed the deal. So he has influence with the players. So the GFF need to sit. There needs to be some level of mediation because it takes it takes the players to go to the Gold Cup and somebody get injured and the medical person is not there and everything falls apart again. That is my concern about this whole campaign. Not the talent and the resources of players that we have to choose from. It is there real unity like the 98 campaign and respect for each other like the 98 campaign.
But I'm sure, Sport, before you ask a question, let me comment on what he said. In an interview with Reggae Boyz commentary Simon Preston, it was stated by Taxi that there seemed to be a disconnect where respect is concerned. Because if they were in a for example, a cafeteria, and the hierarchy walked in, it does change the mood altogether. So it tells me, and I'm agreeing with the point that I am sure Sport is saying, that there are some serious stuff happening there. And once there is a tug of war there, then trust me, it is going to affect the football seriously.
Coach, can
And
I
you
ask a
might be
question?
wondering, and let me finish. And you might be wondering why some of these overseas players are delaying in terms of making a decision. Go ahead.
Yeah, coach. I think you're leading to it a while ago, because my whole thing is we're hearing conflicting stories surrounding that whole physical trainer thing, right? Because on the one hand, Theodore Whitmore was saying that there was no physical trainer, but on the other hand, we're hearing that the guy from Mount Pleasant was there. So I am confused as to what is taking place. But if it is a case that there was no physical trainer there, can you imagine how the likes of an Ethan Pinnock, right, in the camp, coming in from a very professional environment, a very professional setup? Can you imagine how he would feel, the culture shock that it would be to him coming into that environment and seeing something as simple as that not being in place? If it was not in place, that would be a massive culture shock to him. And that's why I am always of the opinion that we need to bring these English-based players in as early as possible, because the environment is just a completely different one to anything that they would ever be exposed to. You yourself, coach, do an interview with Marlon King where him talk about how shocking the lack of professionalism was. And I immediately as him hit the camp, he's just like, whoa, what is this? It's a massive culture shock to these players. A massive culture shock to these players, and that even ties into the whole gelling and chemistry debate. The fact of the matter is we need to bring them in early as possible, because it is a massive culture shock. It is massive change, massive. You have to adapt to conditions like this. They have never had to do anything like that previously.
True. What Devon? You're still there, Devon? Yes, I see that you're still there. But are you at the control? There are some persons in the comment section who would love to hear about Lewis Baker. What is happening with Lewis Baker? So until Devon comes on, then we'll move on. So yes, Formula Sports. Big point there. I mean, trust me.
Just
There's
showing
so
on Formula Sports point. With the whole physical training and them something, I feel like it's like a sad situation, because we have some schools we name Mona, we have some schools we name DC Foster College, and them little schools, alright? But it is that we probably can produce the ball of them per rapid. What me know so we can actually produce per rapid is like trainers, like them little trainers there of the highest quality. Right? Them don't need to play and train and be a physical trainer in a big league in an EPL or nothing like that. The physical trainers are medical staff of the highest quality. I really believe that them drop the ball right there. So right, we can actually develop that. We can actually produce and get certified.
all right, people. And on that note, definitely we will have to close off. Look, I just looked at the time, and it is 12:06, and it is 1:06 in some parts of the world. In England, probably it's almost
Time.
5 o'clock. So I mean,
I'm gonna get ready for match.
yeah. We have been on a long time, and of course, everybody knows that when we come here and we speak football, it takes a whole lot of time, because the views from the panelists are useful, they are great, and there's some in the comment section. So big up to everyone who tuned in tonight. Yeah, man, I had a long day, Travis. Yeah, man, I've been out from morning. So of course, I don't want to sleep, but you can see in the features that I look tired. So we're gonna close off for tonight because of course, we have 2 more rounds to go because it's the coach's desk weekend triple treat. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move on for tonight, and we're gonna continue tomorrow. We want to be on early tomorrow. We want to start at 7:15 the latest, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock the earliest, 7:15 the latest. So I trust that everybody will just have a good night's rest or a good morning's rest, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll not be going through the whole panelist taking a minute because that will probably start up another conversation. So we're just gonna close off right away. So big up yourself, panelists, Dwayne, Flavor Max, Devon, Order Details, Formula Sports, Daniel Williams, and I'm Sure Sports. Alex, you were on, and a few others. Big up yourselves. Thanks again for tuning into the coach's desk. Of course,
Bless up, bless up.
everybody, big up yourselves.
Yeah, man, bless up, man.
Big up yourselves. You are the persons who actually make this movement go on
Bless
and
up.
on. Definitely. And I can't wait for Gold Cup, and I can't wait for World Cup qualifiers. So we're expecting more big things. As I said before, on Sunday evening, we'll have someone on the show that will be doing an interview, and then we go right into our final night of the weekend triple treat. So I can't wait until Sunday as well to launch out this big interview. It is a coach, people. It is a coach. So that's just what I'm telling you. It's a local coach as well. So I know some persons are going to go around doing their research, but it could be Jerry Miller. Yes, he's here on the panel. It could be Karoom Yu. Yeah, man. And this is an invitation to Karoom and Coach Jerry Miller. Yeah, man, to come on the show one time. Just to talk as coaches so that persons can know the many ideas that you persons have. So big up yourselves again, people. Thanks again for tuning in. Of course, it is the coach's desk. This is where you get your sporting experience. Peace out.